Standing by.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Complete.
The portal to many dimensions is open. Tajigen, it's your favorite superstar, the multi-dimensional Tajigen, Kaiden, a sentient star cluster in virtual idol form. Happy Thursday/Friday of Pokemon Ultimate League creation. This time is the 7th, which means we go to Alola. Maybe I should have said Alola instead of Tajigen to start. Missed, I just replied to you there on Discord. You absolute maniac. It's the 12th day of the year and you did it. Hello there, you just completed the relic weapon. Yeah, I saw the message earlier, forgot to reply to it on Discord. Great to see you as well, TDJ. Glad you could make it also to the live stream. Man, messages take a while to appear on the chat there. On the chat box there. So you may find me reacting to them before they appear on screen, but yeah. A little bit of a delay over here on YouTube for those messages. For the Twitch chat, it doesn't do that. Maybe because it's a different chat every time, unlike the Twitch chat. I don't know, other people that set it up, maybe they're not using Stream Elements, but it appears faster for them. I have no idea how it works. 180 raids and a whole bunch of other nonsense completed to get one single legendary weapon, but it looks really good. It looks so good, it was so worth it. Hey, I can't wait to see that tomorrow. And when you show up for Final Fantasy Friday, it's right there for the Crystal Tower. Excellent timing. Yeah, remind me also if I forget, I gotta patch FF14 before the stream because they got an emergency maintenance later today. I did do a little bit of that before the stream today, did a leveling roulette. I am like 8 seals away from getting promoted to the next rank, which is finally the rank that will give me glamour prisms that I can buy. You mainly use Twitch Studio and OBS. When I play and the chat delays isn't too bad. Twitch Studio. Yeah, I don't use that for this chat widget right here. And yeah, I have OBS Studio. I'm already considering getting the ninja weapon as well. You maniac! You're gonna keep doing this over and over for them? As long as you have fun doing it and it's a happy experience for you, of course. And it pays off nicely, you know. You're crazy when it comes to the grinds. I like to think that I can get really passionate with grinds, since I can just chill while I'm doing that. I was so tempted to just log in today to Terraria and mine. You forgot this is YouTube? Oh, yeah. And I forgot that we were talking about the YouTube chat when you said Twitch Studio. No, my chat... So, I always see them. There's no delaying when they show up, as far as I know. But for me, is when they show up on like the on-screen chat that you're seeing there. Through Stream Elements. On Twitch, there's not really a delay. But here there is, a little bit. The step for the 180 rate, 180 was a one-time step, thank the heavens. Okay. Yeah, I like to think that I can be really grindy, especially again, since I just multitask, I can relax listening to all sorts of audiobooks and stuff like that. Another stream, etc. But you take it a step further. I would never do something like that. I would rarely ever do something like that. Shiny hunting on Pokemon, like, we're about to get into Pokemon. That's relevant to talk about, right? Oh man, I never want a shiny hunt on Pokemon. It's not my thing. Especially against legendaries. Like, even when you get the legendary shiny, there's no guarantee that you're gonna catch that legendary. A lot of the things that happen with legendary battles for me is that if I don't succeed in catching them, what ends up happening is that they either kill my whole party or they run out of all moves and they struggle, which means they take recoil damage, which means they faint and I fail the battle. So there's a huge possibility I may fail the catch. So if I got a shiny and I failed at that, that sucks. Oh, but just use the Master Ball, it's a shiny. But if you're shiny hunting all the legendaries, all of them are gonna be shiny, so you only have the one Master Ball most of the time. I never played a Pokemon game except Pokemon Champions on the Wii. Pokemon Champions, what is that? Or the name something like that? When it comes to the Wii, it probably was Pokemon Battle Revolution, TDJ? I'm not sure. Might have been that one. I don't recall anything. Champions of... I don't remember. There's many of those spin-off games I don't know. It's Battle Revolution? Okay. I haven't played that one yet, but if it's a game on the Wii, it's gotta be that one. There may have been another one, I don't know. But okay, yeah, it's Battle Revolution. I kinda wanna play it. I mean, lots of what we're gonna do today is also based on the Pokemon Stadium experience, as we see, as it says in the description below. Lots we have to talk about regarding this league. It's a special one. Even from the thumbnail alone, if you've been paying attention to all the different thumbnails, just check the archive. Just check the archive on the live tab on my channel here. And you'll see that they all have like the gym badges. I have the gym badges just spinning around me. That's the intent. Here there's no gym badges. It's Alola. So I went for the 4 island symbols. And I think it works. We'll be back to badges for next week for Galar. Although those badges all have different shapes to them, so I'm not sure how that's gonna look. Because you're supposed to like make a little bit of a puzzle between the badges and put them together. I'll see when I make the thumbnail. I'll see how that looks. Honestly, I want to have the same pose, the same kind of thumbnail for all of them. And then the Paldea badges are back to being like round-ish badges, sort of around the same shape for all of them. But yeah, I haven't played the Galar games yet, but I know that about the badges from what I've seen. I might be mistaken about that, but yeah. Also gonna be back to a more traditional Pokemon League for that one, but yes, with that being said, that's a good segue, so to speak, to start talking about this. Reminder of the schedule for the week, by the way. That's what we're gonna go for. Give me a second here as I set this up. Yes, we are about to get into that. Not showing up, hold on. It's not showing up like... There we go. No, not this one. That's my music player. There we go. Right, so I was able to set up a little bit before the stream started. And I was able to set up already the background. So we can already get started on things. So yeah, this... ooh, and the song has ended just in time. Let me also start up a little... let's see if there's a Alola Lo-Fi. There's been a Lo-Fi playlist for every region, but then for Kalos last week, it ended up being a super short playlist compared to the others. Okay, there is one. It's... there's a couple of them. Both of them are about 36 minutes long. They may be the exact same one, actually, but that's okay, whatever. Oh, actually, there's several. There's like 3 different ones. We can go for all of them. Let's play the first one I'm seeing here. Oh, and they also have... the title is Alola, and then in katakana, it says Aurora. And I recognize all the characters. Just it has like the dash in the middle, Aurora. I wouldn't even know that I had to put the dash in there. Pokemon Lo-Fi Mix 7. Is this game new? You mean Pokemon? No. So we're not really playing a game today. What we're gonna be doing is creating an Ultimate Pokemon League. All these streams have been this. Yes, it's a good time to start talking about what this is about. So, this is all the Ultimate Pokemon League experience for what is ideally a hypothetical, super open world theme park-ish sort of Pokemon game in which you're able to challenge 18 gyms for every single type. Also, we uploaded a new short earlier today, forgot to mention that. I'll get to that in a moment. It's about Unova rather than Alola, but I just had to remake that video. It's a remake because I uploaded this before on TikTok a while ago. Has it been a year already? I don't think it's been a year, but it was like early in 2022. But yeah, talking more about this, a different version of the Pokemon League that's able to have 18 gyms, one for each type, and well, it changes the way you challenge the champion. There's no Elite Four anymore, not for now at least. I might implement an Elite Four of sorts, but I don't think so for now. So it's kind of like It incorporates an element of the Galar games in that there's no Elite Four and instead you have a tournament. You only need 8 batches, you don't need all 18 for them. As a matter of fact, if you get all 18 batches, you can just challenge the champion without doing the tournament. Because it's supposed to be a big achievement that few do in these ultimate Pokemon games. And with the Alola League, it's like a sort of... these games are a sort of sequel to the original, but also a sort of reboot. Because you would also be encountering the player characters, the original player characters and rivals, as rivals now. You are a brand new player character that you're fully able to customize yourself, ideally, right? Like, you're not even limited, like, in terms of clothing and hairstyle, as some of them do. Like, you can make yourself look exactly like... what were the name of the protagonists? Like Elio from Sun and Moon, or Sun or Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. But you're also able to make yourself look completely different from Elio. There's a lot of customization already, but you would have even more, so to speak. There would be no default look, because otherwise you would just have a copy of somebody who's gonna be your rival. And they'll be there at the beginning amongst dozens of trainers, probably, in the Pokemon Professor's lab at the beginning. And then they would all take off for the league. There would be over 18 starters. There's one starter for each type and then some. Something like that. But the point is, this is like an ultimate Pokemon League of sorts. And these teams that we're making are like the ultimate version of each person's team. And they are 6 Pokemon teams. So another thing that would happen with the gyms is that they would scale depending on your batches. And again, it has to be the ultimate Pokemon open world experience. And this would be what the teams would look like in 2 versions. One of them is when you have all batches, basically. So you like, it's the ultimate rematch against the gym leader where they have 6 full Pokemon, a complete party. But that one has levels on it. Like, you can just out-level them and brute force your way through them if you need to. Or, and they're also a good source of training, because you can rematch them unlimited times. There's no limit, even like per day or anything like that. That would be the ideal. And the other version of them is that it's the same team, but it's like a world tournament situation, a Pokemon Stadium situation, in which it's a competitive-based format in which everybody's scaled down to level 50 or everybody's scaled up to level 100. So, you know, you can't out-level them. You're gonna have the Pokemon. All Pokemon are gonna be the same level. Held items are important. IVs, EVs are important. All of that fun stuff. So that's what these teams are like. I want you to picture that. A team we would maybe create in Pokemon Showdown. So actually, before we get... That's the brief explanation I have to do. In the case of Alola, it's very notable because trial captains, Kahunas... Maybe there's an island challenge still there, but you would have a traditional Pokemon League at last. In that way, it's kind of a sequel to the originals in that Professor Kukui and company were finally able to set up the Pokemon League they were doing. They were kind of starting to set up in the Alola games there. Ryuki, for example, is going to become the Dragon-type gym leader. And I'm not talking about Kamen Rider Ryuki. No, a character called Ryuki. We'll see him later, don't you worry. So yeah, 18 gyms, a champion, a tournament on the league. I think I'm going to make Kukui the champion. It's not going to be a situation in which you become the newest champion anymore in this version of the game. But we will have Elio. What was the name of... the female player character? I forget, but yeah. Probably gonna have Gladion? I think it's Gladion, right? I don't know. I don't know how it's supposed to be pronounced. I haven't watched the English dub of anything Alola based for Pokemon. Maybe one day I will. But yeah. I have half a mind to just go and watch like every single one of the gym battles that have existed through Ash's journey. Now that it's going to end. Hope that's not a big spoiler. But before we do that, a couple things I wanna showcase on the stream here. I wanna show the latest short we uploaded earlier today. It's a remake of an earlier one I had, but I'm very proud of it because it ended up being like way more than the original was. I edited that like much further than I thought I would, and I'm happy with the way it turned out. Hey, when you walk into Driftville City in the Unova games, this is what it's like. This is my reaction. Everybody's reaction. Yes, 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 yes. That is exactly the reaction people get when they walk into Driftfield City. You can see the short as many times as you want over there. One other thing I want to do, I want to go into Pokemon Showdown and have a quick match before we get started with the team building. A Gen 7 random battle, right? Because this was first in Gen 7. So let's just do a quick Gen 7 random battle, alright? Last time we did this, we started the stream with a Gen 6 random battle. We won that one, then we ended it with another random battle. We lost that one, so perfectly balanced as all things should be, maybe. Let's see how we do today, though. Oh yeah, I think it's not hard to find one. There we go. This is again an actual opponent, by the way, an actual person. So I have Mismagius, Shaming, Kingdra, Hitmonchan, Swalot, and Houndoom. Ooh, and it's a Mega Houndoom. I rarely ever get Mega Pokemon when I go for like Gen 7 or Gen 6 for random battles, so that's good to see. I'm gonna do a Taunt, so they don't do Stealth Rock if that's what they want to do. Ah, yes, they were gonna go for that. I'm gonna try... They could do a Steel type move. But no, that wouldn't be super effective. I thought Mismagius was like Fairy type for a moment because of the Dazzling Gleam. I played this like modified game recently where they made Mismagius be Fairy type as well. Mischievous and Mismagius both. But they're gonna feint my... Ooh! No, they're not! I thought they were gonna feint my Mismagius, but that Rock Blast was only 2 and the last hit was 1%. Wow! Was it maybe the Focus Sash that did that? I forget how the Focus Sash works. There is one that sometimes prevents the user from fainting and leaves them at 1%. And there's the other one that only does that if the user has full HP. I don't remember which is which. You can tell me maybe the Focus Band and the Focus Sash, right? I forget which does what. You can tell me in the chat though. Oh, Giratina, who is faster? So I can hit a Shadow Ball, that's gonna be super effective. Then they're probably gonna hit, a Ghost type move, also a Shadow Ball. What to do now against Giratina? I think we should go for a Mega Houndoom at last. Good to see Mega Evolution. Yes, this is what I wanted. Yeah, I'm not gonna risk the Nasty Plot. They might switch out, in which case a Nasty Plot is a good idea. They might have something super effective against Houndoom. I can see Giratina with an Earthquake. With, okay. Nice critical hit there. Would have been good to have, That's a great Mega Houndoom though. What a beautiful Mega Evolution. Just very freaky bones all over it. Looks really cool though. Freaky but also really cool. And those are great things. I think my favorite Dark type Pokemon though, which we're gonna see in these teams today, is actually Incineroar. Which is similar to Houndoom, it's Fire Dark. Houndoom is Dark Fire, but ultimately it's the same thing. Yeah. Incineroar! As a pro wrestling fan, you know, I love a Pokemon like Incineroar. Who's gonna hit first? If Houndoom goes first, it does go first. And that is a Mega Latios. I was wondering if it would increase its speed when it Mega Evolved, but it didn't. Because yeah, Dark Pulse is gonna be super effective right there. Who should we have here? I don't have any Fairy types, otherwise would be good against that one, maybe. Yeah, Kingdra is not a good idea, I think. Hitmonchan is not a good idea either. I have no idea what to do here. Okay, Draco Meteor. Somebody who has good special defenses. Yeah, Kingdra has good special defenses here. Couple of attacks that will be super effective against Mega Latios. Let's try Swift Swim. So, oh man, okay. Hopefully they don't have something super effective against Kingdra. Swift Swim, so it would have been a good idea to go for Rain Dance. I didn't want to risk it. Okay, they buff themselves too. Hydro Pump is gonna be neutral damage, I think. Well, only if it hits, which it didn't. Okay, we survived that Icicle Crash at least. Let's give it a try with another Hydro Pump. Oh man. You know, there's this running joke in Pokemon that when you have a move that has like 80% or 90%, yeah, 90% accuracy means that it's gonna hit 50% of the time. That's what it actually means. Okay, well, yeah, we definitely want to have Hitmonchan. Gonna try a Mach Punch because it's gonna be ultra effective. They might switch out. I mean, they buffed themselves up. Might not be a good idea to switch out from that Snow Slash. I prefer to have Alolan Sandslash as Snow Slash. It's good to see Alolan Pokemon, by the way. This is the first Alola-based Pokemon we've seen so far. All the others have been introduced before, although it's a regional variant of a Cantonian Pokemon, but still. They did switch out. Might have been a good idea, ultimately. Who's gonna hit first here? This is not good. But I have no choice here. Like, switching to Shaymin or Swallow, I think it's gonna do no good. This person is really good at switching out. I'll tell you that. I mean, they'll probably do a Psychic, and... I'm gonna risk it. Oh no, okay, they did Roost. Yeah, Drain Punch is not a good idea. In this case, bulking up is not gonna be good either. What should we do here? What should we do? Swallow is no good. Swallow is no good. I'm gonna give it a try with Shaymin. They might Roost again. They wanna play that game. Let's try a Leech Seed. They might have a Flying type move. And that Hidden Power, I don't know what it was, but it's super effective. If they did Hidden Power though, that means they don't have a Flying type move to do there. This sucks though, because... yeah, both of these moves are not gonna be very effective. Seed Flare against Toxicroak, let's see how that goes. This person is really good with the switch out game, let me tell you that. Speaking of that, let's switch out to Hitmonchan. Not sure if that's a good idea, but... I was hoping that Gunk Shot would have done less damage, but okay. Yeah, Drain Punch is not gonna do well, that was not a good decision. Mach Punch wouldn't have done that well anyway. Could have gone for Swallow. That's what I should have done. But okay, let's try Yawn. Whether they switch out or not, Yawn is gonna be good. If they don't switch out, then they're gonna switch out after doing that. Okay, Alolan Sandslash might fall asleep. Because guess what? I need to switch out again. Now I am screwed here. Switch out, switch out. This was Switch Out City in this game. Switch out, switch out, switch out. They had a strong switch out game. The opponent, I mean. I'm not gonna do well, but let's see this through until the end, until the bitter end, because I'm at a huge disadvantage here. I don't know what the place is to do. Let's try resting to remove that burn. Let's see how that goes. Toxicroak is gonna have a super effective move against Shaymin there. Natural Cure helped. Let's switch out to Swallow. I wasn't even paying attention to the abilities they have. Nah, man. Like, I don't have anything that's super effective against Toxicroak there. Or no, actually I do. Shaymin has Psychic. Let's give it a try. Ice Punch, though, if they hit that, or a Gunk Shot, I mean, that killed right there. That was the best choice I had, I think, to switch out to maybe try Psychic. I'm not gonna have a way. Can I do Pain Split? Let's find out the hard way. Let's see if Pain Split is able to hit past the substitute. It can't. Okay. Yawn can't go past the substitute either. Okay, yeah, the Life Orb drains the life of Toxicroak there. I am screwed, like... They just need to put Snow Slash back in and I can't do anything. Sludge Bomb is not gonna do anything against it. Gotta try a Yawn, that's the game. So that's a loss. If we want it to be balanced, we gotta win the game that we do at the end of the stream. If we do a game at the end of the stream. Alright. No big deal though. Now let's get into the actual team building, shall we? Yes, let me see, let me open my document here. Who are we gonna get this started with? The first team to do here, let me open the Alola tab in my... Oh, give me a second here. Just 1 second. Alright. Sorry if you're hearing some noises there. I'm sorting some things out. Okay. So we start with Ilima. In this case, Ilima... So we start with the trial captains. I think the way I sorted them was... no, actually no. I just sorted them in the order you face them in the game, I think. Hold on. The Island Challenge. I think it has them in the right order here. Let's see. Yeah, they're in the order here. Unlike when we see the other leagues, though, they don't have like pictures for the trial captains and the Kahunas and all that. So we start with Ilima in Mele Mele, and then there's only one trial before you get to the Kahuna in the starter island, I think. Kahuna Hala, then Akala Island, you have 3 trials, and then the grand trial against Kahuna Olivia. All right, so yeah, Ilima is the first one. Is Ilima here? Let's see how many of them are here. Ilima is not here. Am I spelling Ilima correctly? Okay, hold on. So the first one already doesn't exist there, sadly, on that character maker. This is a difficult name to read because of the capital I, the L. It's kind of hard to tell whether they have double L or not, but no. I can just see the alphabetical order here. I already see a few that are there. Kiawe, Lana, Kahili, etc. Ilima is not here, so guess what? It's time for the Ash Ketchum placeholder. Again, I wish they would allow you to just have an empty spot, and I could Photoshop that later or something. But okay. This is gonna be Ilima in parentheses, because it's meant to be Ilima. So we start with the normal type. Ilima has now become the normal type gym leader. So the signature of Ilima is going to be Gumshoes. Wonderful Pokemon. I see it here and there in random battles in Showdown. Gen 9, Gen 8, Gen 7. All the generations since they got introduced. Then Smeargle. Smeargle based partly on the Pokemon he got there. Smeargle is kind of underrepresented based on what we saw in other regions. Komala was introduced here in Gen 7 though, as far as I remember. Then Komala, then Toucanon. Oh yes, this Pokemon is so much fun. Definitely gonna be in one of my parties in the Alola playthroughs. I'm planning to play all 4 of the games, so it's gonna be like 4 different parties. Probably gonna have one in which I have the Fire Starter, which becomes Incineroar. One with Decidueye, my favorite out of the 3 starters in this case. No, even like all the 3, the entire evolutionary line, Decidueye is my favorite. Decidueye is my favorite in large part because it's a ghost type, but even taking into account Dartrix and Rowlet, which are not ghost type, they're grass flying, I still like them over the others. And it's a very strong trio of starters in the Alola games. I love all 3 of them in all their evolutionary stages. Yeah. But yeah, I would have one with Primarina, and then the 4th one would probably be one without any of them. If I could do a 5th one, I would do a 5th one with all 3 of them. A 3-starter party. It's another party I would like to create here in the trainer cards, but I haven't been doing that for these streams right here. Which is okay, I guess. Yeah, I added Toucanon already, right? Beware, which I think I was reconsidering based also on Hala's team, because Hala also has a Beware. Really good Pokemon competitively on the meta, I think. And here I either have Oranguru or Drampa. Which one should I do here? I'm gonna make it be Oranguru. Drampa is gonna be there for the Dragon type trainer, which I think is Ryuki. So the beauty of what we're gonna do today, unlike other teams we've done before. Give me a second, I'm checking out. Yeah, Ryuki has Drampa. Oranguru I think is also gonna be there for the Psychic type expert. So usually what happens here on these teams is that there's always at least one type that's missing an existing type expert. So we have to just imagine a new character of sorts, and I have the Ash Ketchum placeholder like here, but then I also place like between parentheses the type that this type expert is meant to be. So I would put, for example, in this case, normal. So even though we are gonna see the Ash Ketchum placeholder here, we're not seeing it because we're missing characters, but rather because we're missing the image in the trainer card maker here. But this is the first instance, I believe, in which we're gonna see every single type represented by an already existing character. And we're only gonna see that again until Paldea, the latest region. Because Galar is gonna be very close, but I think they're still gonna miss one. Oh, and actually Paldea technically will not be one because Larry represents 2 types, normal and flying. So the way we're gonna do it is we're gonna have flying be represented by a new character because of the way this league is supposed to be. There's no Elite Four anymore, and I don't want to have Larry pull double duty as in 2 gyms in 2 different cities. I guess we could have the normal and the flying gyms be in 2 cities at once. Maybe I will just do Larry after all. I don't know, remind me in 2 weeks or so when we do the Paldea League. That's gonna be a fun one to do though, still the latest one. But already by that time, gonna be like a couple months or so since Scarlet and Violet came out. So it is new in a way. I'm saving the picture right now, by the way. You're not seeing it on screen, but yeah. Okay, that is the first gym leader. The normal type gym leader in Alola. Ilima. Hala is here. There's even 2 different outfits, but I believe this is the default. Now we go from the normal type to the one that's super effective against it, fighting. Funny thing about Hala is that he's a Kahuna in all the games as far as I know. But he's also an Elite Four member, but only in Sun and Moon. In Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, his spot gets replaced for somebody else. Which gives it some nice like replayability, right? For me, Pokemon games always have a high replay value because of what you do with your final party. I am one of those people that don't want to change their party that often. Like, I try to establish what my final party is gonna be very early on. And that doesn't mean that I go for the early available Pokemon, that means that I decide already what they're gonna be, even if they're available much later. For example, if we go for like... If I decide that I want Rapidash to be my final party in a Kanto game, I'm not gonna encounter Ponyta that evolved into Rapidash until like much later in the game. Like, I think they're only available until Pokemon Mansion in most of the Kanto games. So it's gonna take me a while to get to that Rapidash. In the meantime, I'm probably gonna have another fire type. Probably Vulpix if it's available there, or Flareon. Or I don't have a fire type and then I replace whatever that Pokemon is. Well, I don't have the starter in this case. I probably don't go for Charmander in that case. So it's similar here, right? And then that gives me the replay value to have different final parties. To see every Pokemon to their maximum potential. Like the best movesets we can give them. Not competitive based necessarily. The best movesets we can give them for an RPG playthrough of the game, right? But sometimes, yes, also give them a nice competitive-ish. I wish I didn't use the word competitive. These are not necessarily competitive either. Another thing about the teams is that they're meant to represent the types, and they're meant to represent the Pokemon that were introduced in the generation that introduced this region, for the most part, or represent the Pokédex of that region. So we may see a Pokemon that's not that viable competitively, but it still represents things nicely. They kind of did this in the World Tournament. But yeah, for example, he's the Island Kahuna. Then in Sun and Moon, he's the Elite Four in a Pokemon League rematch. But in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, he's only there as an Island Kahuna. But yeah, you can see some of the Pokemon he has. I changed his team from the teams he has here entirely, because I made it be more focused on the newly introduced Pokemon in the Alola games. So he has Primeape and Hariyama. This Primeape, now that Annihilate is a thing, I don't know if I want to change it to Annihilate or to Primeape. I kind of want to go for Annihilate right here. That should still be a good place for Primeape itself, though. But there's no Poliwrath. We instead have Como-O. So yeah, let's begin doing them. His signature, Crabominable, with a Fightinium set. So if we were doing the teams also like live on Pokemon Showdown or something, that's where I would put the item. Oh man, it could be really fun to do those as well live on the stream, but I don't know. I'll probably have to do a bunch of other streams for that. When I did that first stream that ended up just being Kanto, my original intent was that we were gonna do a bunch of these and then also do them on Showdown maybe, but I extremely underestimated how long it would take to do all these trainer cards. And I should have known better. Passimian is here. It's a no-brainer to have Passimian, because it's a pure fighting type. When you have a pure type of the type we're supposed to represent here, you know that we're not gonna see this Pokemon in another gym leaders, in another type experts team. Beware, for example, you saw that in the normal type team because it's also a normal type. But a pure fighting type like Passimian, no. We might see it in the other like non-type expert teams, like the champion team, the player characters, the rival teams. They rarely are monotype or monotype-ish. I want to get Annihilate out here. In a way, it kind of represents what Mars Shadow is, because Mars Shadow, as far as I know, was introduced here in Generation 7, right? Let me check that. Oh yeah, we'll be consulting Bulbapedia for a lot of things here and there. Yeah, it's kind of like representing the fact that Mars Shadow was in this gen. Another thing that we don't do in these teams is put legendaries and mythicals. If a Pokemon is an Uber, but it's not a legendary or a mythical, it's still fine to put it here. Again, that's another one of those things that's not very competitive based. Hariyama over here. I think it's the signature of Brawly over in Hoenn, but it's fine to have it here. Nothing wrong with repeating a signature. That's the fighting type. Gym leader, Hala. I like to think that the Island Challenge would still be a thing. But it would be exactly like it is in the original games, in that it's only limited for people a certain age. If you become older than that, you can no longer take the Island Challenge. But guess what? You have the Pokemon League now. So that's your way to the championship if you want to do that. In terms of the lore, maybe not so much in terms of the gameplay, but in terms of the lore, I like to think that I still want to have those many options to qualify for the league, to qualify to challenge the champion. Or to qualify for a tournament that, if you win that, you can challenge the champion. Though, you may also get 18 batches, and that makes you challenge the champion, right? Again, I have half a mind to just, if I ever make these into a game or something, to introduce like a 19th gym that doesn't have a type. But, sometimes I feel like it's a good idea, sometimes I feel like it's not. Like, already we're gonna have a non-type expert in the champion themselves. Like, we're getting complete representation of every evolutionary family that was introduced in the generation that introduced this region. So, that's the intent also, that in these teams, every single Pokemon evolutionary family... Here's a list of Pokemon by evolutionary family, by the way. I have the tab open. So it would be Alola-based evolution families and also the regional form evolution families. So every single one of these is meant to be represented. Maybe not the Hisuian variants or something like that, but yeah, other than that. But this also includes the regional forms that were here. Let me open another tab for that. So I'm just gonna open this here in case we need that. With the list of Alolan forms right here. So it's evolutionary line because for the most part these are meant to be the ultimate version of the teams, so we want to avoid non-fully evolved Pokemon as much as possible. There are some special cases like Primeape, Pokemon that used to be fully evolved, right? But something like Rattata, Alolan Rattata, we mostly avoid that. We mostly avoid that. For example, Doublade, which is the pre-evolution of Aegislash, is very competitively viable, but we're still not gonna go for that, because it was never a fully evolved Pokemon, so it doesn't really apply. Now it's time for the Water-type gym leader, Lana. Also with two outfits here. Yeah, the other outfit that has a different color, I think, is the Cygnus suit from Master CX. So the colors are based on whichever Pokemon is meant to revolve around. Cygnus suits are meant to like revolve around a particular Pokemon. It's kind of like a Pokemon cosplay that they do, which is really cool. Gonna head to bed. Have a good night, everyone, and you too as well, Mist. Go to bed victoriously now. You got that relic weapon. I hope to see it soon, in-game. Mithril Dreams. Oyasumi Nakai. So now for Lana's team, her signature is Araquanid. What a beautiful Pokemon it is. So many beautiful bug types. Bug types can be a lot of fun. Maybe I'm biased because I'm a Kamen Rider fan. And yeah, she does get Primarina. Primarina. She gets Wishy-Washy. So the official artwork, let me see if it's the school form or I mean, how should I represent this in the trainer card? Should I do the school form or should I do default wishy-washy? It changes into school form like when the battle starts, basically. Hold on. Okay, when wishy-washy enters a battle, learns a turn with its HP above 25%, it changes from solo form to school form. And it will revert to solo form if its HP is below 25%. Okay, in the spirit that we're going for fully evolved Pokemon as well, the biggest potential for these Pokemon, if you will, we'll go for the school wishy-washy. Depending on how you take it down, you may see it go back to being solo. But okay, yeah, Toxapex, which is very nice competitively. Mostly to be a tank hazard setter, I think. Pyukumuku has a very nasty ability. Whoops, didn't mean to put Bulbasaur there. I don't know what happened. Let me check a note. So I gave her a Broxish. Let's take a look at her teams. There were a bunch of reasons why I gave her different options for the 6th Pokemon. Cloyster, Lantern, those are good choices. I think I'm gonna go for one of those. I don't know, honestly. Whatever fits her the best thematically. Since Cloyster and Shelter are based on seashells, Lana strikes me more as somebody who's gonna hang around like the edge of the water, fishing, or a pier or something, rather than deep underwater, because Chinchou and Lantern are like deep water Pokemon, although Chinchou originally you can get in the Johto games by fishing, right? But in the Hoenn games, for example, you have to go underwater. I guess both of them fit. I mean, Lana, it's not like Lana can't swim and dive, right? Especially in the anime. I recall seeing that signature scene where both Misty and Lana dove underwater when Misty and Brock were visiting Kanto. Were visiting Alola. I watched a little bit of those episodes in Japanese. It was a lot of fun. Or no, wait, no. It was the other way around. Ash and his friends from Alola were visiting Kanto, I think. And they were seeing the Cantonian variants of Pokemon. It was a lot of fun. That's a great episode idea. I think it's almost a no-brainer that you have to do. Find some way to compare the originals with the new variants. Like when we finally get started with the Paldea episodes with the new protagonists in the anime, yeah, we should have like the 2 Whoopers side by side or something. A Clodsire and a Quagsire. Man, Clodsire is such a powerful Pokemon. Give it a dry skin or a water absorb, so that, you know, water doesn't harm it, basically. And then just set up those hazards. Ground poison, I mean, yeah, it's quite a lethal Pokemon in a way. Okay, most of the time it's a rod. It's a Pokemon you fish with. So I think Lantern would fit her better. I'm gonna give her a Lantern. Why did I give her a Broxish, though? I proposed also a Golisopod. But Golisopod is already like the signature of Guzma, I think. Your boy Guzma is gonna be the Bug-type gym leader, but I'm getting ahead of myself. We'll take a look at Guzma in a moment. Broxish, I mean... Why did I give her Broxish? Generation 7 as well. So, okay, that makes sense, but at the same time, I think the Psychic-type expert has a Broxish already. Oh, Dexio... Yeah, Dexio has a Broxish, yeah. No, I'm gonna give her a Lantern. I'm gonna give her a Lantern. Since she's always, like, in her art world, always carrying around a fishing rod, makes sense that she would go for a Pokemon that you originally get by fishing. It's only the Hoenn games in which you need to dive underwater to find them. And again, Lana can do that. Lana can do that too. And also, she collects seashells by the seashore. It makes sense, right? So she gets a shelter, but there's no room for that since we're focusing mostly on newly introduced Pokemon. She gets Pyukumuku, she gets Toxapex. So let's give her a lantern though. If I'm able to have, again, if I'm able to make this into an actual game, and I get to make it so that they can choose from a pool of Pokemon, semi-randomly or randomly in the game, then I would do it like that. Battle Tree is another battle facility. So again, I keep saying in the description and in the streams here that these are based on the World Tournament, on Stadium, Mount Battle. They are battle facilities that tend to lean towards that competitive, level-scaled battle style, right? Well, the Battle Tree is another one. And a lot of the trainers, if not all the trainers in the Battle Tree, tend to not have predetermined teams. They instead take Pokemon from a pool. For example, Red, the way they're listed here, it's more than 6 Pokemon. Or actually, no, it's less than 6 Pokemon. But there's different versions of them, like there's different movesets for them. It depends, right? Only 3 of these are selectable, but it's a pool of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Pokemon. 10 Pokemon because there's 2 different variants of them. Some of them have different moves, some of them have a Mega Evolution, C move, or set move as I like to say it. Stands to the late Ichiro Mizuki, Aniki. That I tend to just pronounce set like that because of Mazinger set. Mazinger, Mazinger, Mazinger set. Also the super single battles. Can't wait to finally play against them in the Battle Tree. Blue as well. But it's the same with the special trainers. If you face Annabelle there, for example. Yeah, here's the list of the Battle Tree. Again, it pulls from this pool. No pun intended. She even gets legendaries, and this is based on her status as Salon Maiden, where she would get them. Latios as well. Crazy. I think she's one of the few to get like actual legendary Pokemon. Colress doesn't get them. Cynthia, oh no, Cynthia doesn't need legendary Pokemon to be a tough trainer, let me tell you that. There's Dexio, we mentioned Dexio. This is a version of Dexio that is not Psychic Monotype. You can see Tortonator here, Ninetales, Braviary, etc. Grimsley. There's your boy Guzma. And yeah, this is not Bug Monotype. I can see a Bisharp, Toxicroak. It's fun to have these variants of them too. Oh yeah, we're gonna see Kiawe later. But yeah. Let's get back to what we were doing. Did I save Lana's trainer card? Hold on, I didn't save that. So yeah, let's save it now. So I could also make them pull from the pool. No pun intended, sorry. We could replace Primarina with Cloyster, Pyukumuku maybe. Something like that. Broxish might be part of that pool. It would be a monotype pool for the most part. Though I think I would also have like maybe one Pokemon that's not water type, that's not like the type experts type, to have it as a surprise of sorts. They'll probably be based on the anime or the manga if they had a Pokemon that was not that type. For example, Brock might have a Ninetales based on the Vulpix he had. They did that in Pokemon Stadium for his team. Yeah, in those games, you know, when I'm talking about the World Tournament, when I'm talking about Pokemon Stadium, the beauty, this is both an upside and a downside I find to them, that they have 6 Pokemon available for a match, right? Let's take a look at round 1 in the first Pokemon Stadium. You see the Vulpix right there, right? All the others, well actually no, 4 of the others are Rock type, he has a Ground type in Cubone. It's also because, you know, it's Generation 1, so there's a lot of like missing Pokemon for some types, especially Ghost and Dragon. But yeah, so you don't actually face all 6 Pokemon. There's no way to do it. You only face 3 of these. So in that way, it is like a pool, but it also makes you, and it's nice because it gives high replay value for this. The World Tournament is the same. Out of these 6 Pokemon, and this is a true Rock Monotype right here, only 3 are gonna be there. Or you may face only 4 if it's double battles. The only way to face all 6 of them is to go for triple or rotation battles, but it's still not quite the same. Triple battles are very, very full of shenanigans because of their nature. They're fun, but at the same time, you kind of want to go for single or doubles if you do too many of those. And rotation battles are just like another thing entirely. So it makes you want to have a single or a double battle with them, but with all 6 of their Pokemon, which is what this is meant to be. I want you to picture that when I'm making these teams right here, all right? That's the ideal that we're striving towards. But yeah, it's fun though. It's fun for a high replay value. It makes you want to replay the World Tournament over and over. You only get 1 battle point as a reward after all. Keep grinding for it, and it's a fun grind because it's not the same every time. At the same time though, it makes you want to face all 6 of them. So yeah, it's the beauty and the beast in that way. It's the pro and the con at the same time. Wish we would have that option somehow, right? This is why I want to make the teams in Showdown. There's no Showdown AI in which we're able to just give it a team and we face that team. Like I've seen in some Yu-Gi-Oh games, for example. You can give it any deck you made and you face that deck and the AI does its best with that deck. I haven't seen any Pokemon game that allows you to do that. Not even Showdown. I think there's a bot that kind of does that, but you have to do some advanced coding, I think. So I have no knowledge about that. Not gonna have that knowledge anytime soon. But although I'm wondering if I should start learning coding, honestly. For both professional and hobby purposes, I would say. Yeah. Coding can be great to learn, honestly. But I suck at math, and I don't know if I can learn coding well if I suck so much at math. Here's Kiawe though. Sorry if I'm saying it wrong. His signature. So this is the first regional form signature Pokemon we're gonna see, I think, which is Alola and Marowak. We've seen Alola and Marowak before in previous teams. We needed to kind of fill in a gap for Agatha all the way back in Kanto. Here's one of my favorites of all time, Incineroar. Maybe my favorite dark type, period. Maybe. And the same for fire type. Maybe my favorite fire type, period. Oh, he has Baile Oricorio, which is the default Oricorio, right? Yeah, the Baile form. Baile is Spanish for dance, but it's meant to be like, I'm guessing maybe it's meant to be salsa or some sort of Latin American type of dance. Since they're emphasizing the red form, it looks like a sort of salsa type of dancing. And it's red, and they make it, and they call it baile for that reason. You think of salsa and you associate it with a Pokemon type, fire is probably gonna be the first choice for that, so that makes sense. The others are based on other kinds of dances from other cultures, I think. Pom Pom, this is cheerleading based, I think. Ao, Hawaiian based, so Alola. Sensu, Japanese based. I don't remember the types for all of them. You can always judge the type of the Pokemon by the colors they have. You look at Wobbuffet, for example. Looks so similar to Quagsire as well, right? And Wooper. But no, it's not a water type. Looks like a water type because of the color, but no. The color and the overall shape, the slimy sort of feel to it. But there's Salazzle, Arcanine, and the last Pokemon is either Talonflame or Tortonator. I think I'm gonna give it Talonflame. I'm gonna give Talonflame to Kiawe right here. Hello, Devix! Glad you could make it here on YouTube as well. How's everything been going? Been doing well in Terraria, maybe? I was so tempted today to go in and start mining a little bit, but a cooler mind prevailed and I ended up working on some content. There's a new YouTube short I'm working on. I'm hoping to make them a bit more frequent, maybe. You're in bed? Okay, no, that's fine. That's fine too. Take it easy. Hope your Thursday/Friday's been going well. If you are in bed, I hope you're chilling out quite nicely over there. Oh, I hope you're cozy. Yeah, because he gets Fletch in there, Talonflame. I should give him a Talonflame based on that. Oh, he gets a Magmar? Oh no, he gives it away. Okay. Yeah, Talonflame is the best choice. Tortonator is going to be represented in Ryuki's team very nicely, I think. So Talonflame. Yeah, out of the ones that were introduced in the Alola games, 4 out of 6 of them are. If I didn't give them any more, it's because there are no more new evolutionary lines introduced in that game. For example, I could show you in Fire, Incineroar 1, then Tortonator 2, let's see. Well, it's only 2 of them. The other 2... Wait, Oricorio? I missed Oricorio, but yeah, Oricorio is 3. Well, yeah, the only one that's missing here is Salazzle. I kind of missed that. Kind of scrolled through it. You know, the only one that's missing is Tortonator, but it's already gonna be there in Ryuki's team. That being said, though, if we have the pool that they can take Pokemon from, Tortonator will be one of the choices. You had the worst day today. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope we can all be better now. I'm here. I'm here as a chill presence, alright? I hope what we're doing right here with Pokemon can chill you out. Take it easy in bed right there, alright? Sending you the best vibes. It's always the best vibes here on the stream. Unless I'm molding in Fall Guys because I'm dying a lot. No, I'm kidding about that. I have been very salty before about that, but my mindset for that is a lot better. You saw some of that yesterday. I'm glad we ended it with a victory, though. Even if we hadn't ended it with a victory, I would have been fine. Again, it's about that mindset with it. I'm playing Fall Guys. I'm playing video games. I'm having fun. Looking for someone to talk to, and you found me. Glad to be here. Glad to be here. I am not somebody that, I will say, Devi, can really offer any psychological advice. Advice for like a bad day. Can't really advise you if you're doing trauma dumping, which you're not, but just to be on the safe side for anybody else watching, this is not the place for that. FYI. But I am here as your multi-dimensional Kaidol, and as an idol-like VTuber figure. It's one of the things I strive to do, to make your day better, to make your everyday grind a shining thing, to turn your mundane life into a shining beacon in the darkness of the cosmos. That's what I am, and once you are graced by my presence, that's what you are as well. No, seriously, that's always my intent. So yeah, now we're with Mallow. She's the Grass-type gym leader now. Her signature is Sarina. What a beautiful Pokemon. She gets Decidueye as well. So there's the starters. Hisui and Decidueye is probably not going to show up here. We already saw that over at Sinnoh with the Hisui teams. It's fine like that. So if we ever get a regional variant of Pokemon that was introduced in this gen, that's going to be more of a representative of the region it's from. For example, for the Kanto teams, we did have a lot of Alolan Pokémon, but that was only there to fill in some gaps. If we didn't need those gaps to be filled, we wouldn't have seen them. We would only be seeing them until now. So it's the same here, the same for Galarian variants, etc. You love my laugh? So do I, Devix, so do I. Oh yes. As your multidimensional maniac, I think it's something that comes second nature to me. Oh yes, you'll be hearing that a lot. In all its variants, there's like different variants of that. Yeah, do that in your life. Give yourself different variants for your laughs. As long as they're all good. Even the Joker does that. He has different types of laughs, right? And then Alola and Exeggutor. She's gotta get an Alola and Exeggutor. That humongous palm tree of a Pokemon. Yeah. Ooh, yeah, pretty much all these Pokemon were introduced in Gen 7 with the Alola games. Yeah, because Gen 7 has Kanto games as well, but we're talking about the Alola games here. This ended up being a very straightforward party in that way. So I'm glad this worked out. Next we have Olivia. In the original games like Kahuna and the Elite Four member representing the Rock type, now she's the Rock type gym leader. And you know, for a couple streams or so, for Johto, Kanto a little bit, maybe Hoenn, we also said where some of these where some of these gyms will be located. Because there's many new gyms now, we gotta give them a place somewhere in the region, right? A city. Some of them share a city with another gym, but we try to avoid that. to avoid oversaturation of a city. But yeah, I would have to think about it for Alola because it's 4 islands. Can't really have a lot of buildings between like the cities and the towns, maybe. In some cases, the gyms are not even in a city or a town. They're like kind of in between the routes or in the wilderness even. And in some cases, it makes sense for them. A bog-type gym in the middle of Viridian Forest, for example, that makes sense. That makes sense. So her signature is Lichen Rock. I think I gave her Midnight form. I made a note here. Let me check. Yeah, it's Midnight form. If we had the pool approach, where it's like many different Pokemon and they can choose between them for the 6 team, yeah, the other forms would be available. They would be mutually exclusive though. If she chooses a Dusk form, she would not get another Lichen Rock that's Midnight form. Possibly. She has a Minior as well, which I think she didn't get. Yeah, oh yeah, there's so many different forms, but I'm gonna give her the default form. Because, well, the default form has like the rock type color, if you will. What is my favorite type of Pokemon? I'm so glad you asked, Devi. Let me ask you something. I don't know how much you know about Pokemon, but I'm gonna let you guess. I know you asked the question, but I hope it's okay to let you guess. Look at me. Look into my eyes and look at my whole vibes. You talk about the laugh you loved. What type does that give you? What vibe does that give you? Maybe it reminds you of a trainer class character. There's inspiration from a certain trainer class character. Oh yeah, look. And let's see if you can guess which type it is. I have like 2 favorite types, but one of them is more than the other. So I could be like a Pokemon with 2 types if I were a Pokemon, right? But no, this type, there is a number 1 and a number 2. So she gets Probo Pass as well. Which one do you think it would be? Oh yeah, most of these Pokemon were not introduced in this gen. Gigalith, we get like a bunch of Gigantamax. Actually, it's a lot of fun to see all the Gigantamax together. Oh my god, I forgot that for Gigantamax Pikachu, they based it on like the original fat, quote-unquote fat Pikachu. Which is a really cute Pikachu design. It's so lovely. And a longer, more electric tail, if you will. They're a lot of fun. Gigantamax Garbodor. But yeah, Gigalith. I should take a look at like a gallery of all the Gigantamax forms. They're a lot of fun to look at. Cradily or Cradily? Pikachu is best. And then Carbink. Mostly based on what she got. Let me double check her party here. Olivia, she gets different ones as Kahuna, as Elite 4. Does she show up in the battle tree? No, she doesn't. Okay. That's fine too. Yeah, she gets Carbink or Carbink. Didn't give her a Relicanth, I don't know why. Guess I just sort of chose between the others. Why did I give her a Cradily? Something you can find in the Pokédex maybe? Okay, yeah, she does have one. She got Armaldo as well, but yeah, I just sort of maybe randomly selected them or went for the best type variety. Yeah, because Cradily, in terms of weaknesses, is better than Relicanth, because then Relicanth has quadruple weakness to Grass. I just made the choice myself, I guess. So, my favorite type, Devi, is the Ghost type. My second favorite type would be Psychic. As a multi-dimensional star cluster entity, Psychic fits me very well, but I like the mischievousness of the Ghost type, and the trainer class I was talking about is my muse, my inspiration, my kindred spirit in many ways. Hex Maniac, look at her, look at her. I strive to be like the male version of her sometimes. Though I'm many other things as well, but I love her so much, so much. She's the best girl. And it's funny, she's just like a trainer class character. It's not like a unique character. Like, trainer class characters are like, you know, you face a trainer with the same trainer class, they all look the same, basically. Unlike Olivia or Ash Ketchum, if you will. Or the next character we're gonna do is Sophocles. The electric type, gym leader now. I think originally a trial captain, right? Sophocles. Hopefully I'm saying it right. Oh my gosh, I forget his design is kind of Kamen Rider-like, with that belt he has in the middle. I'm curious about this. Do they say that in Bulbapedia? He looks kind of like a Rider-like character, and he's not the first nor the last one to be like this in Pokemon, I think. They don't mention it here because they usually avoid mentioning things like that. Like things that are based on another property, but yeah. I think if I look in another Pokemon wiki, they might mention that. Interesting. But yeah, that belt. Love the look of that belt. For that reason. Now, for his party, his signature is a lowland golem. Fun Pokemon. I think I might want to get that in one of my final parties. My Hall of Fame parties, I should call them. Hall of Fame teams. I should use the word teams more than parties. Mostly because I pronounce it better. Both of them are valid ones. Pom Pom Oricorio. So this one is electric type. Togedemaru. Was Togedemaru introduced in this gen or the previous one? I forget. Until I actually play the games, I won't quite know that. But yeah, that will do fine. Magnezone. We've seen so many Magnezone in so many like electric type teams, some steel type teams as well. But this is based on what he got in the games themselves. So Electivire, beautiful Pokemon. I got it recently in a Hall of Fame party in a game I played recently. And I had like 3 out of the 4 moves were punching moves. When you think of a Pokemon with only punching moves, you think of Hitmonchan. But Electabuzz and Electivire are like that because they get an ability. One of the abilities they can have is one in which it boosts punching type moves. And it's great because you can teach it stuff like Fire Punch or Ice Punch. So Ice Punch ends up being a great counter against ground types and grass types. Ground types resist electric type moves and are super effective against electric types. And they have full immunity. Grass types resist it. They're not immune, but they resist it. So just counter with an Ice Punch like that. Boom, you kill them. So the Electivire I had Thunder Punch, Ice Punch, and Bullet Punch, which is Steel type and also fast. It almost always strikes first, so it's useful like that too. And the other move that's not a punch was Thunder Wave because it's good to paralyze. Thunder Punch might paralyze, but it's not guaranteed. And I also gave that Electivire, which I called Electrare. Electrare is also based on like the transformation belt of Kamen Rider Stronger. It's called Electrare. You can also call it the Stronger Driver, but the official name is supposed to be Electrare. Ace Rolla though, speaking of ghost type experts, she's my girl also. Oh my gosh, this is such a lovely Mimikyu outfit. I set her signature to be Palosan though. I'm gonna keep that. But let's have her original outfit. Very spooky-like. Like a patchwork sort of outfit. Reminds me of like when you would get a trick, if you trick or treat, right? In Animal Crossing, the original. Not sure if they did it in other ones, but in the original Animal Crossing, in Halloween, you would get everybody dressed the same way. Like Jack, like Pumpkin Lord, or whatever he's called, Jack. And he's somebody that has a cape and has a pumpkin head. And they all dress up as him, and you're supposed to find him. And if you get one of the other villagers instead who is dressed up as him, they force you to give them a candy. If you don't give them a candy, either because you refuse to, or because you don't have one, they will trick you. You don't give a treat, you get a trick, right? So they do many things, but among one of the things they do is that they turn your clothing into this patchwork sort of clothing. So it reminds me of that. Her hair is similar to yours. It is, actually, yeah. It is. Another inspiration right there. No, ghost types kind of tend to fall into that purple color scheme sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes. A lot of the time. Poison types as well, but ghost type is the one I go for. And yeah, Pokemon and Trainer alike, they have that. But that's a good thing you pointed out right there, Debbie. See, I just love her. She's my girl. She's a great kid. She's like, how old is she? She's like even younger than like the player character in the original games, and she even ends up being an Elite Four member. Hope that's not a spoiler, but yeah. Sensu Orikoryo is also a ghost type. I think it's ghost flying or flying ghost. I forget the order. Ghost flying. It's ghost flying. And of course, she's gotta get Mimikyu. Definitely gets Mimikyu. So overpowered in Generation 7. That like disguise skill, it gets you like a free hit. You can be hit and you take no damage for 1 turn. It's so overpowered. I'm glad they nerfed that a little bit in Gen 8. I used to hate Mimikyu for that reason. Literally only because of that. Because it's so OP. Okay, so for her final Pokemon, I'm going to consult her teams. There's several different choices, I think. How do you say her name, by the way? Acerola or Acerola? I think I actually got what the pronunciation of her name is. There's many good options. Sableye, Drifblim, Frostlass. On the rematch here, Drifblim, Frostlass, Sableye. There's the Elite Four. Actually, yeah, in the Kahuna Grand Trial Challenge, you don't face her, which is why you only get a battle against her until the Pokemon League. I want to give her, yeah, I'm gonna give her Banette because it's a pure Ghost type. So far, every single one of these Pokemon is not a pure Ghost type. And if I give her Drifblim, she repeats the Ghost Flying type. Frostlass, she doesn't repeat a type, but I'm gonna give her Banette. The question is, should I make this be Mega Banette or regular Banette? I'm gonna make it be Mega Banette, subject to change though. And there it is. One of my favorite teams of this, of course, because it's my favorite type. The Ghost type. Acerola or Acerola. I keep getting it wrong, I guess. I think it's meant to be Acerola. At least in Japanese, her name is not that different. It's Acerola. Yeah, it's exactly the same name, but it's supposed to be Acerola. I recognize the katakana characters right now. The Japanese practice is paying off. We'll be back on that in a couple days, right here on YouTube. I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna see if we can do every daily, like the maximum dailies on Renshu. I was hoping to have some time for that earlier today, but didn't have it. Maybe after the stream, I'll see if I can do the dailies. Depends on what I focus on. Like, I'm finalizing the next YouTube short, which is also going to be a short cover. A short cover. Oh yeah, very short because it's under 1 minute. Like, unlike TikTok, YouTube shorts have to be under 1 minute. Like, even before they expanded the time recently for TikToks, it used to be longer than that. Honestly, I think it hasn't worked well for them. I can understand why they made the decision, and honestly, I'm not that business-minded. I'm not good when it comes to like business marketing decisions sometimes. Again, I'm eventually gonna get a manager. As a VTuber, I eventually am going to get a manager some way or another. That's what I aim to do. But if it's up to me though to get the manager, it depends on my budget, so that's why I haven't been able to get one. But yeah, I can understand why they made the decision to make videos of up to, oh, I think now you even have up to 30, 40 minutes. They even made it so you can have landscape videos. It ended up not working out for them. Like, it took away what's unique about them. And yeah, other platforms, mostly YouTube, are killing them because of this. Something has happened with TikTok in the past few months, in like the second half of last year. And it's weird, again, something with the viewership, I don't know what the hell happened. Like, if I upload the same video at the same time, or even at times that I think that, from what I see in the analytics, are best with the audience, the difference between the views I get there is astonishing. In the last video, like, well, not the last one anymore on YouTube, but like the short in which I was talking about Beaver Warrior's true name, that Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel clip. Like, right now the view count is like over 500 here on YouTube. And then on TikTok, it's barely like 1 digit. Last I checked, it's like 2 or 3 people maybe. It's insane difference. You're sorry, but you're going to sleep? No worries, Debbie, no worries. Take it easy. After the day you've got, I hope your sleep is very well. And I hope you're able to wake up feeling well and all that, alright? Oyasumi nakai. Now, yes, Nanu is also gonna get Incineroar. We're the Dark type gym leader now. You will wait for the next stream? I hope to see you there. Tomorrow we'll have Final Fantasy Friday at the same starting time, and then much earlier, 12 PM Eastern Standard Time, is the Japanese learning stream on Saturday. With good old Renshu, cute Renshu. Alola and Raticate. Good night, Devi. Oyasumi nakai. Yes, here's where we see the Alola and Raticate and Alola and Persian that we also gave the Dark type gym leader in Kanto. Because there's no Dark type Pokemon that was introduced in Gen 1. They didn't make any Pokemon that were introduced there. They didn't retcon any Pokemon there to be Dark type when they introduced that. Like the Steel type and the Fairy type, when they got introduced, yeah, they made some Pokemon introduced in Gen 1. They retconned them to also have that type, but no such luck with the Dark type, so we had to do a lot of Alolan Pokemon, some Galarian ones even, I think. I don't remember. And a Mega Gyarados, which kinda counts, kinda doesn't count. I'm gonna give him a regular Absol. I already had a Mega Absol before. I mean, I had a Mega Banette before and I still gave it to Acerola, but that's okay. Crocodile, fun Pokemon. You see it a lot here and there in Dark type mono teams. He gets Sableye. Yeah, this is a good reason, and also regular Sableye. This is a good reason not to give Sableye to Acerola. Not in these teams, at least. And now Dark Nanu. Every time I see his name, Nanu, I just think of like Koopa Troopas from Super Mario. You know how they go, Nanu, Nanu? It's like that, Nanu, Nanu. I just think of that. It's not like he's the only person in existence with that name, but makes me think of that. Maybe kind of silly. Right, give me a minute or two, everyone. I'm gonna go for a quick bio break. I'll leave you with some Twitch clips right here. BRB, stay connected to the multidimensional portal. In this game, like, it's so beautiful to see. Now, there you are, Bacon. There you are, brother. You came at a good time. As we're coming back from a 90-second ad break. Oh my goodness, that was hilarious. I just love that ability so much. Let's use it again. Let's use it again. So much fun. Let's see though. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. What did we get? What did we get? Yes! Yes! We prayed, and we got it! Yes! I mean, there's not a lot of UR cards after all, but we got it. You have no idea. You have no idea how many packs I've opened for Pyroxene Relinquished to get that one, and I finally got it. Oh, this is great. I'll be able to save so many UR materials to build other things, and I now have 3 copies of Adamancipator Recent Dragite. Pretty much at this point, my Adamancipator deck is complete. Dimensional Tajigen Kaiden. Welcome to the channel. You want to see more passion like that? Hit that follow button and hit that little heart and become a superstar maniac. Or you can also take it a step further and subscribe. There's my sales pitch. No, seriously. I gotta showcase my superstardom like that. Omatase shimashita. Thank you for waiting. Let's resume that music as we get into the next team. Mina, the fairy type expert who showed up in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee as a younger version of herself. So they really made it a point to establish that the Alola games take place after the Kanto games. Even those remake ones with different protagonists, but red, blue, and green still being there. Like red, blue, green, the characters. But now you have different protagonists who are called Chase and Elaine, and the rival Trace. I need to go back and do teams for them. We didn't do them on the stream, but eventually what I'm gonna do with these is to upload them to a folder somewhere. Google Drive folder, maybe, something that can be a gallery. And I'll share them. So you can always look at the teams, maybe download the pictures if you like. Copy the teams without having to see the video. Well, I hope you see the video though. Give me some views, give it a like and a subscription. It would be so nice. I mean, it would support me, and then if you like this content, I mean, it makes it so, you know, you liked it, so you give it a like. Makes sense. And it also gives more content like this your way. More content from me, sometimes from other people too, depending on what they are, right? Or should I say, smash that subscribe button, smash that like button, something like that. Yeah, hit that bell for updates. Smash that bell. Wouldn't that break the bell if you smashed it? You shouldn't do that. Alright, yeah, Mina, who looked different when she showed up in that Kanto game because it's a younger version of her. But I like that they took advantage of the fact that you look at the Kanto Pokédex, the Pokemon introduced in Gen 7. In Gen 1. It took 5 more generations until they got this type, but they did a lot of fairy types there. So, Let's Go Pikachu Eevee only have Pokemon within the Kanto Pokédex. Like, only Pokemon introduced in Gen 1, but they also have regional variants of them. Still, you're not gonna have like Houndour, Houndoom, there's no Pichu, there's no Electivire, Steelix, nothing like that. But they still made it work, but it still works perfectly fine. Yeah, you see, she's much younger here. Take a look at her here. The longer hair and all that. I just love her like lazy sort of vibes. I vibe a lot with that as well. Erika is similar. In a different way than Mina, but yeah. In all the... I think this is paint that she sort of has on her. I'm not sure that's what it is. It implies that that's what it is from this picture of her. And yeah, she's clearly younger here. And Let's Go Pikachu Eevee, the party she has, a Jigglypuff and a Mr. Mime. After the Hall of Fame, Mr. Mime, Wigglytuff, Alolan Ninetales. Still gets that Alola representation right there. Ooh, they could have given her even more. Could have given her a Clefable. And yeah, they could have had a battle of 4. I think she should have been given a Clefable. They probably didn't give it to her because you can find Clefable in somebody else's party. I think in Green's party. Not sure though. But anyway, here, yeah. She's definitely gonna have that Alola Ninetales, but her signature is Ribombee. Bug Fairy type. And yes, she gets Primarina. Some of these positions for the starters are kind of subject to change. The starters are not that unique anymore, you find them in a lot of teams. But at the same time, another thing I said about these games is that you wouldn't have just those 3 as the starters anymore. Like, you would have starters for like every single type, so that's at least 18, but there would be some others as well. So for example, you get Rowlet. What was the name of Decidueye's first stage? Oh no, not Decidueye. Yeah, you get Rowlet, Litten, Poplio. You'll probably get Pikipek as well. You would get Yungoos. Pikipek can represent the flying type in this case. Yungoos represents the normal type maybe. Probably Grubbin as a starter. Not every single evolutionary family has a starter, so we wouldn't have Wishiwashi as a starter. Rockruff would make a great starter, I think. Mudbray, yeah, probably that one. I think Salandis might be there. Etc., right? And this is why I picture this like beginning cutscene in every single one of these games, in which it's at the start of the lab, like you had in most games, and everybody's choosing their Pokemon. And this is also why when we take a look at the player characters and rivals later, they have like one of the 3 original starters be their signature Pokemon. Like, we do decide a sort of final party for them. And you will see them choose that Pokemon. For example, Decidueye is gonna go for... Let me see who got it. Celine. The female player character, Celine. She is gonna choose Rowlet. Elio, the male player character, is gonna get Litten. And Hao is gonna go for Poplio. Eventually, he's gonna evolve into that. And you see a lot of trainers pick a starter, but you're not gonna see all of them as rivals, only a few of them, which is also implying that many take the Pokemon League challenge, but few make it very far in it, as far as challenging the champion. And that's what's gonna happen with all the rivals that are like that. I think I might make an exception for Tierno and Trevor in Gen 6. Like, you would still encounter them a lot. They eventually get a team of 6 Pokemon, but they wouldn't make it to champion level. Not even maybe to elite level. So elite level would be somebody that qualified for the tournament. No, somebody that has won the tournament that you qualify for by getting 8 badges or other means maybe, or by earning all 18 badges. What happens after elite? This is kind of a reference to the Elite Four that doesn't exist anymore. But what happens after that? Well, you are able to challenge the champion. And if you beat the champion, much like the Scarlet and Violet games, you get the champion rank. You don't necessarily have to defend your championship. That's if you choose to. So if you defeat Gita in Scarlet and Violet, you may actually get to say, well, I beat you, now I have to be the one defending it, because you defended even though you got beat by me? No. I want it to be me. And Gita can't say no to that. She's like, okay, you have decided to be the defending champion, come and defend it. I'm gonna challenge you, probably. And if I beat you, I defend it again. Because I already have the champion rank. If I beat you, I'm not gonna gain it again. You don't lose it. You don't lose the champion rank anymore if you lose. It's like a rank instead of a championship belt. Like Incineroar right here. Hey, take a look at the middle of Incineroar. That pro wrestling reference. Machamp has that as well, I know, but it doesn't mean I'm not gonna like Incineroar as well. I like both Machamp and Incineroar equally in that way. Look at that beautiful belt. Who else had one? Well, Machoke and Machamp, part of the same evolutionary family, but there were some other Pokemon that I think had a sort of championship belt around them. Forget who they are though. Oh yeah, and she also gets a Mimikyu. Why don't we have the busted form for her? Just for fun. Yeah, it goes for those lazy vibes of her. Ultimately, in the battle, it doesn't matter. Like, it's not really different. But yeah, Alola Ninetales for sure. She got that in the Let's Go Pikachu Eevee games. Oh, I didn't put her name. Hold on. Did I save the previous one? I think I've been forgetting to save them. Oh yeah, we did Nanu. Right. Let me put her name. I'm gonna check after I finish with all the type experts and check the amount of files I have here. And if it's not 18, if it's less than 18, then I forgot to save one of them. Okay, now we go for Hapu, who was an Elite Four member, right? Now he's the ground type gym leader. Was he ever a Kahuna? Oh no, wait, Hapu, no, it's a she. And it's... Hold on a minute. Mina's trial. No, I was thinking of Hala when I said Hapu, because of the similar name. Hapu. It's an extended U. I like this spelling a lot better. It's a bit more Hawaiian. It's a bit more Polynesian, if you will. You know, around the Polynesian region. It's not just Hawaii. It's more about the entirety of Polynesia, which has other cultures. Hey, Sid Meier's Civilization has taught me that. Especially when you mod the game, there's a mod that splits the Polynesian civilization into different civs instead. And Kamehameha, the leader, not talking about Dragon Ball's Kamehameha, I'm talking about the historical Kamehameha that I think was a leader of Hawaii or something. He's no longer leading the Polynesia civilization, he's now leading the Hawaii civilization. And you have others. I forget what the others are, but... Well, I was gonna check it right now, but we're gonna get sidetracked if I do that. Let's focus still on the teams right here. Let's do Hapu, ground type gym leader. Trial captain, no, Kahuna. And the only of all the Kahunas that doesn't become an Elite Four member, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong though. Let's check her page again. Let me check again on her page. Hapu. Ah, but she becomes a title defense challenger. Okay. That's good then. That's good. I like the way they spread out like the different trainers like that, while still covering a type expert for every type somehow. They did something similar in Paldea for that reason. I think that's gonna be a super fun thing to do in Scarlet and Violet. I'm gonna have a lot of fun with that. Yeah. And yeah, her signature is definitely Mudsdale. The signature ground type of like Alola in a way. Yeah, Mudbray would be a starter Pokemon representing the ground type. Some of them are dual types, so they kind of represent two types, but as long as each and every type is represented somehow, that's what we need. She also gets Palosand, which is the signature of Acerola. I might change that. But Alola and Dugtrio, of course. No Cantonian Dugtrio here. She gets Golurk as well. I think I want to change that Palosand because she has 2 ground ghost types now, sort of. Although, yeah, I might give her a Gastrodon instead, a Flygon. I think I'm gonna do one of those. I'm gonna change that Palosand. Yeah, I gave her the East Sea Gastrodon, which is the blue one. Yeah, I'll do that one. Using Pokemon Home artwork. Yeah, I gave her Flygon. She's gonna get... What was the other option? Oh no, wait, she did get both. No, yeah, that was the other one that was missing, that was filling in this missing gap of sorts. Yeah. Alright, she'll keep Palosand, that's fine. I'm not gonna go out of my way to see the Pokédex again to see if there's another ground type she can have instead. No, just keep it that way. It's a good team anyway. Nothing wrong with repeating a Pokemon, even if it's somebody else's signature within the same region. Like if I repeat a signature of a trainer that's in another region, that's not so bad. You know, I've said before that these things are also based on the Mount Battle experience from Pokemon Colosseum and Pokemon XD, right? The idea is that if you do that, which I call it the Pokemon arcade mode of sorts, Mount Battle, you challenge 100 trainers, and every 10 trainers, you encounter a special one. In this case, it would be every 5 trainers, because we have more special characters. Because it's at least one for every type, right? So, you would have... the idea is that you see the entire Pokédex of the region, and also the newly introduced Pokemon in the generation that introduced that region, right? So yes, there would be a lot of non-fully evolved Pokemon in the other trainers in between, but every time you face a type expert, a special trainer, it would always be a fully evolved team, with some exceptions like Primeape, Scyther, Pokemon that used to be fully evolved before they introduced a new evolution. So yeah, the idea is that while you get through them, you see every single evolutionary family fully represented. Let's say you just go through all of them like I would maybe do in Pokemon Showdown. I said there's no AI, so what I'm gonna end up doing is just challenge every one of them, but I'm gonna play against myself. I'm gonna play both sides. It's still a fun experience. I've done it before. Long ago, I actually started doing this. I didn't get through with it as far as I've done here, as far as doing all the teams. Because I've already created every team, by the way. I'm just doing them now for the stream. I have a document that I'm consulting, an Excel spreadsheet in which I made them. And that's what I'm using. But yeah, I'm gonna eventually create them in Showdown. Maybe I'll show some of that gameplay in a future stream. I'd love to do that. Not playing as the teams maybe, or maybe I will play as them. But I don't know, it depends on what formats are available. But okay, I did save Hapu, right? Let me just double check that I saved her. Okay. I did save the trainer card. Next is Molayne, Elite Four member. You don't face him in battle until you go to the Elite Four. And I think... is he in all 4 of the Alola games? Let me remember. Hold on, let me open another tab. The Alola League. Yeah, Molayne replaces Hala. That's what I wanted to say. I think you still find him in Sun and Moon, but you don't challenge him. And that covers the Steel type, being able to have a type expert for everyone in that way. I think Hala does become a challenger. Let me double check Hala again. Hara, it's the same name. Yeah, they didn't change the names too much between English and Japanese. No, he's not a challenger for the title, actually. That would have been nice to have. Let me check Molayne. Was he a challenger in Sun and Moon? Yeah, he's a challenger for the title defense in Sun and Moon. But in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, he's now an Elite Four member. Alola and Dugtrio is his signature. So there you are. Also repeated that in Hapu's team. Well, that's okay. In this case, that's okay. So let's give him Alola and Dugtrio. First, let me change though. Do we have Molayne here? Yeah. So far, the only one we haven't seen is Ilima. Poor Ilima. But that's gonna be Molayne. His signature is Alola and Dugtrio. We're still listening to Alola-based lo-fi, by the way. If you have played the games, which I haven't actually, the Alola-based games, I want to play them so badly. You might recognize some music. I honestly don't really recognize any. To be fair, I'm not paying full attention to them as I'm doing this, but I'm gonna be a... This is the only time I'm gonna give a nickname. I want to give that Alolan Sandslash a Snow/Slash nickname because where's the sand? Where's the sand now? You know, back then they didn't have like convergent Pokemon. I think that's what they're called. Like in Scarlet and Violet, in those Paldea games, they introduced Pokemon that look like regional forms, but they're actually called something different. For example, we have Wiglet and Wugtrio, which are kind of like a water-based Diglett and Dugtrio, but they don't call them Paldean Diglett nor Paldean Dugtrio. They just give them a different name entirely. Wiglet and Wugtrio. So, if they had started doing that practice in the Alola games as well, they probably would have called these ones Snowshrew and Snowslash. Instead of Alolan Sandslash, Alolan Sandshrew, right? So for me, that's what they're gonna be in my book. Snowslash and Snowshrew. So he gets Snowslash. He gets Bisharp as well, based on the Pokemon he had there. Klefki. Bisharp is the signature of... Oh yeah, and there's now King Gambit. But I'm gonna give him Bisharp to keep it simple. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with Grimsley. I don't remember what we did for the stream. I think I did give him Bisharp instead of King Gambit. But yeah, now Bisharp has an evolution, right? Or did I give him both Bisharp and King Gambit? I think I did that 2 weeks ago on the Unova stream. That was another fun one. Lots of new Pokemon for every type introduced in Gen 5. Because it was first the Black and White on like Black 2 and White 2. It's until you complete the game, you complete like the initial game. It's only on the post game that you get Pokemon from past generations. Like a super brand new beginning. And they give great representation for all types. So it's like a refined Gen 1 in a way. Right? I want them to do another generation like that, in which the first pair of games are completely restricted to only the new Pokemon until you complete like the base storyline, the vanilla storyline, challenging the champion, defeating the evil team, both of those things. After that, the national Pokédex is unlocked and you get some Pokemon from past generations. I say some because, well, you don't actually get all Pokemon in the games now accessible. But that's Molayne, the Steel type gym leader. Kahili, the Flying type gym leader. Yeah, she also replaces one, right? Oh no, she doesn't. No, she's there in Sun and Moon as well. Another character that you only face in battle until the Elite Four. There's no trial captain nor Kahuna for her. But I think I think in the story they used to be. They once took the challenge, I think, and I think they were once trial captains. Yeah, trial captains can only be a certain age. I think the maximum age for them is 19 years old. So yeah, that's another thing. You're a trial captain and you become older than that. Now you're gonna have to, if you want to continue having a position like that, try out for a gym leader spot maybe. Something like that. Okay, so for Oricorio, I gave her the Baile Oricorio. There's one Oricorio variant that we haven't seen, which is the POW form. I could give her that. But let me see Oricorio's entry. If we had the pool approach, I would also give her every single Oricorio selectable. Yeah, Dexio is gonna have the POW style Oricorio. Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter which one it is. I'm gonna keep it as POW, representing Alola, in a way. You know, Dexio and there's a couple of characters that are also type experts here, who are Dexio and what was the other person? Sina, I think. And they actually appeared in the Kalos games first. I don't know if they're from Alola originally. They appeared younger then too, and then they are older for the Alola games. But there's Kahili, a golfer too, right? Look at her stick. She has like the two cannon colors, the colors of the beak, basically. Huh. Two cannon is definitely her signature. She gets Braviary. Then Holucha, very nice, very nice. A Holucha for her. Then gotta go for Mandibus. It's probably based on what she got in her party. And any gaps were filled in with other Pokemon found on the Pokedex. Because there's only 2 here that were introduced in the Alola games, but if there are any other flying types missing, it's because I already represented them somewhere else. Let's see, we have Toucanon, there's Oricorio. Let's see, who else was missing here that is flying type? Again, legendaries and mythicals are out of the question in case we see any of them. Who else is missing here? I'm not gonna have a party of just like 4 Oricorio variants for this. Not for this, but it could be viable. It could be an alternate party for her of sorts. But yeah. That's it, really. It really is it. Although, are there any regional forms here that also are a flying type here? No. Alolan form specifically. We're gonna be doing something similar for Galar and Paldea for the next streams. And yeah, we are getting closer to finishing these streams right here. I want to continue having 2 YouTube streams, at least 2 YouTube streams every week. Some weeks we're even gonna have 3 of them. As long as I can continue doing this, like 5 streams a week. 3 YouTube streams, 2 Twitch streams. But for the most part right now, I'm gonna continue having 3 Twitch streams and 2 YouTube streams. We'll see though, we'll see. Again, there are many factors that I'm not gonna get to right now that will define whether I focus more on YouTube over Twitch. And even just abandoning Twitch and coming only here on YouTube in the future. The year is still just getting started. It's the 12th day of this year. Who knows what this year is gonna bring in terms of my content creation. I have plans, of course. I'm doing things. I'm working on things. Some of these are short term. Some of these are gonna be things you see this month. Some of them are gonna be things maybe for next month, maybe for March. Some of them are even longer term. I can't even talk about all of them. Some of them, maybe until October or so that we finally see them. But even with the plans, so many unexpected things can happen. You asked me last year, look at that Signet suit he has. It's so cool. What Pokemon is that meant to be? Golisopod? Because your boy Guzma is now the bug type gym leader. No more Team Skull. Yeah, in these games we probably don't have the villainous teams that much. And in some cases, like this one, some of the leaders, the very leader of the team, the admins or whatever, they end up becoming gym leaders. Plumeria is gonna be another one we'll see soon. But yeah, your boy Guzma is the leader of the bug type gym with Golisopod as his signature, bug water. Kind of similar to Araquanid, which is the signature of Lana, which is water bug, right? He has Vikavolt, or is it Vigavolt? That's a fun looking Pokemon also. Got a Pinsir, not Mega Pinsir, just regular Pinsir. Because the next Pokemon he gets is Masquerain, which is a bug flying type. And when Pinsir Mega evolves, it becomes Bug Flying. So to have more variety, and it's a pure Bug type like that, to also preserve that pure Bug type right there. Because Ariados is not a pure Bug type, and neither is Scizor, which he gets right here. Let's give him, well actually no, I'm gonna make it be regular Scizor. Bugsy over in Johto has a Mega Scizor. Although that might change when I make the Pokemon Showdown teams. But there's your boy Guzma. There we go. Yeah, Bug Boy. Guzma. Then Ryuki! Haha! That's a reference to Kamen Rider Ryuki. You know, funny thing is, his signature is Tortonator, which is a Fire Dragon type. If you were to make Kamen Rider Ryuki a Pokemon, or a Pokemon based on him, it'll probably be the same typing, Fire Dragon. I think his original signature is Rodigon. He's such a fun-looking character. He represents the Dragon type in Alola. But the funny thing about him is that you're only gonna see him until you defend your championship. Because he's not a Kahuna, he's not a trial captain, he's not an Elite Four member. It's only until you do that. You also face him in the Cantonian Gym in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. Well, his dream comes true. He becomes the leader of the Cantonian Gym. Oh yeah, I don't know why I put Rodigon as his signature in the document. I'm gonna remove that. No, it is Tortonator. It's a no-brainer. I mean, he kind of looks like a Tortonator himself. He has the colors, kind of. Like a fire dragon. So yeah, he's definitely gonna get Tortonator right there. And yeah, Como O, Drampa, they're a no-brainer for him. So let's put his signature as Tortonator. That'll do the trick. Then Drampa, what a fun Pokemon. Normal Dragon type. It's a fun typing to have, I think. Dragon fighting as well, Como O. Fun looking Pokemon as well. Gonna have... Oh man, yeah, I wanna have those dragons in one of my parties, in one of the playthroughs. I mean, it's at least 4 playthroughs, there's a lot of room right there. Then Dragonite, Garchomp, and Rodigon. All of them are the signature of a previous character. Dragonite is the signature of Lance, and also the Dragon-type expert in Kanto, who is not Lance anymore, because Lance is now the champion for Johto. Then Garchomp is the signature of Cynthia. And Rodigon, I set it to be the signature of Drayden in Unova. Originally, it's Haxorus, but I wanted to give a difference between him and Iris in that sense. Champion Iris, that is. She's no longer a Dragon-type expert, Dragon-type gym leader. This is a champion rank Iris. Well, there's Ryuki right there. Omoi no nai tataga da 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 da. That's a song from Kamen Rider Ryuki. Yume ga odore kono hoshi no moto e nikushimi wo utsushidasu kagami nante kawasu hodo. Okay, so Sina is not here. Let me just check that I got her name right. She's the Ice-type expert here. Professor Sycamore assistant, but then she became the Ice-type gym leader in Alola. Much like Dexio became the Ice-type gym leader in... in Alola. But they were originally there in Kalos, Smoochum, and Glaceon. Where is it that you face her? There's also the Battle Tree variant. She gets more than Ice-type, but I set her to be the Ice-type expert. Is the music a little bit loud? Let me know if it's louder than me. This track is a little... This track is a little louder than the others because of that instrument. I forget what you call that instrument there. But yeah. So yeah, we move on to Sina. There's no... Is Dexio here also? Dexio is also missing, so they're gonna get the Ash Ketchum placeholder. This is gonna be Sina type expert for Ice, so she's now the Ice type gym leader. Okay, Glaceon is her signature, funny enough. But she does get like the Alola Ice-type Pokemon. Don't worry. She gets Snow Slash as well. Oh, shoot! I forgot to change the nickname for the third Pokemon. So it's been saying Snow Slash for this slot right here, even though it's like a bunch of different Pokemon. Oh my god. I got that for Kahili, for Guzma, and for Ryuki. It's just gonna say that. I'm gonna need to correct that. I might not remember. Like, by the time I upload the gallery, it might still be there. Yeah, there's some teams that are gonna change. Mostly in the early streams. Mostly the Kanto stream, the first stream. Oh man, that's the problem when you set a nickname. Okay, but it's back to saying Crabominable for this one. Delibird. She gets Delibird here, which she did get in the original games. Aboma Snow. I gave her a Mega Aboma Snow to represent the fact that she was introduced in Gen 6, which introduced Mega Evolution as well, so that makes sense too, I think. In her last Pokemon, I put several options here. Alola Ninetales or Weavile. We've already seen Alola Ninetales, let's give her Weavile. That'll do fine, I think. I'm not gonna bother going back and correcting the others so they don't say Snow Slash anymore. I hope it's okay to have it like this, whatever. I'll remake them maybe when I upload the gallery. We're also gonna look at all the teams at the end again. And yeah, I'll probably point out that it's not them. Well, let's do Plumeria. She's gotta be here, right? Yes. Glad she is, glad she is. Poison type, gym leader now. Salazzle, her signature. Fits her very nicely. Only female Salandit evolve into Salazzle. Needs to be pointed out. And I need to remove Snow Slash from this too. Yeah, you know what? Next time, I'm just not gonna do anything like that. Toxapex. She gets Toxapex as well, of course. She gets Alolan Mach. That is a no-brainer, I think. Because even Nanu didn't get an Alolan Mach. But I didn't give that to him because she's got it here. She gets Crobat. Crobato. Gengar. Just regular Gengar, not Mega Gengar. And her last Pokemon is Arbok. Arbok. The Pokemon smile Arbok loses everything that makes Arbok frightening. Well, I mean, the like sort of face that it has in the middle is still there, but it's not like that scary anymore. But there's Arbok. For Plumeria, Salazzle I got in a recent Hall of Fame party. Final team. Yeah, Hall of Fame team, final team. I'm gonna keep alternating between those ways of referring to them. Even, you know, if I say Hall of Fame or final team, it kind of gives the impression that they were only there like at the very end of the game. But no, some of them, I try to get them as early as possible when I decide that they're gonna be there for like the party, the team that's gonna challenge the Elite Four and the champion. And after that, they remain as like my permanent team, basically. Dexio is next with parentheses because it's gonna be a placeholder with Ash. So Espeon is his signature. They went for the evolution signatures for Dexio and Sina, basically. He gets Pau Oricorio as well because it's a psychic type. Becomes Psychic Flying. Then Oranguru. Yes. Then Broxish is a must, especially because Lana didn't get one. Because Broxish is a water psychic type. And of course, Alolan Raichu is a must. It's a must-have. It's a must-have. And then the final Pokemon. So I went for several options. I went for Mr. Mime, for Mega Alakazam, and for Mega Medicham. Let me take a look at Dexio. At his teams. There may not be anything I can base it on. Slowpoke? Then I should go for Slowbro because of this. Or rather Slowking, my bad. Let me see, gotta play some music again. What can we play now from Alola, preferably? Relaxing and Lola, calm Pokemon music mix. Let's do this one. Some of these are originally from the games though. They're not remixes anymore like the previous ones. This works too though. This works. So yeah, because he got a Mega Alakazam here. We've seen Mega Alakazam before as a signature of Sabrina. So I don't know. Metagross is another choice here. What about this though? Yeah, Mime Jr. There's that Mr. Mime potentially, right? He already got a Water Psychic, so I don't want to give him another one in Slowking. Metagross... Yeah, he's gonna get a Mega Alakazam. Well, no Zygarde, no Legendaries, even though there is one like that. But it's because he gives away Zygarde, and even then though, I'm not gonna give him that. I mean, we're also aiming to be Monotype Psychic, so he's not gonna get that. You have more battles against him than you do against Cena, funny enough. But yeah, we can have Mega Alakazam. He would have a Mega Pokemon coming from Kalos, right? So this is the Psychic type Gym Leader, Dexio, and I believe those are all the type experts. All 18 gyms in this case. So let me count them. 18, yes, I didn't forget to save any of them. Though I did get a few wrong because of that Snow Slash nickname that I forgot to remove initially, but okay. Alright. Well, hopefully this is good enough. I'll tell you what though, I will be back again. I need to take another quick bio. So I'll leave you once again with Twitch clips. Yeah, so far they're all Twitch clips. You know, I did find out that you can actually clip previous streams on YouTube. It's just not as immediately noticeable as it is on Twitch. I found that I can do them in the VOD. I don't know if other people can do them. And even then, there's no like clip category. It's probably just gonna be its own video, or if I make it vertical somehow, it would be a short, I think. I don't know where they would sort it on like the categories on a channel. And I don't know if you can do a clip live. I haven't checked that actually. Like to check on another person's live stream, I probably should see that. I think you can't. But anyway, I'll be back everyone. Stay connected to the multi-dimensional portal. In this game. Like... It's so beautiful to see now. There you are, Bacon. There you are, brother. You came at a good time. As we're coming back from a 90-second ad break. Oh my goodness, that was hilarious. I just love that ability so much. Let's use it again. So much fun. Let's see though. Here we go. What did we get? Yes! Yes! We prayed, and we got it! Yes! I mean, there's not a lot of UR cards after all, but we got it. You have no idea how many packs I've opened for Pyroxene Relinquished to get that one, and I finally got it. Oh, this is great. I'll be able to save so many UR materials to build other things, and I now have 3 copies of Adamantium Recent Dragite. Pretty much at this point, my Adamantium deck is complete. Dimensional Tajigen Kaiden. Welcome to the channel. You want to see more passion like that? Hit that follow button and hit that little heart and become a superstar maniac. Or you can also take it a step further and subscribe. There's my sales pitch. No, seriously. I gotta showcase my superstardom like that. A peach pie! He's like giving that to me as a birthday present. Are you kidding me? Oh, wow. Just when I thought it couldn't get better, eh? Wow. Dun 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 dun. We're gonna need to craft that recipe. Well, wow. Expectations exceeded today on the birthday. Fantastic. I gotta craft that. I gotta craft that now. Omatase shimashita. Thank you for waiting. Let's continue the music. Alright. So it's all downhill from here. And I mean that in a good way. Like, we speed up the pace. It's been 2 hours of stream. 2 hours of stream now, or so. Now the teams that are left are no longer monotypes, for the most part. We have Elio, Celine, player characters, and I guess they're gonna be based on their Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon models, depending on what I have available here. We have Hao, Gladion, rivals. We have Professor Kukui. In this case, he's gonna... Oh, yeah, he's gonna have a full starter party. Decidueye, Incineroar, Primarina, yeah. I had fun with him, just doing that. Makes sense. I'm also gonna check what he has, though. As the title defense challenger. I have a character called Tristan. Okay, that's one of the other title challengers. That's a new character in Sun Moon, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. I actually made a party for Lusamine. I made one for Faba as well. I didn't make one for Lily though, or anybody else in Team Skull. Yeah, because Faba is another psychic type expert, so we're gonna do it just as an extra sort of one. But okay. So first we started with Elio. I always, when it comes to their designs, I always prefer the Sun and Moon designs. Like, the ones they get in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon are too elaborate. And yeah, this is the Sun and Moon design. But they don't have the other one available. Both Elio and Celine, I prefer like these original designs for them. Like, simple is not the way to call them either, but compared to the other ones they got, yeah, it feels like they ruined them. The way they changed them. Something too elaborate about them. I don't know. Ultimately, you can customize your character. And I probably will when I finally play that, but... When I finally play those games, but even then. Okay, so these are mostly based on what he got in the manga. That's usually how we do it with these. We got the school form for Lana. I'm gonna have regular Wishiwachi here for Elio. We got Incineroar. Mimikyu here. And, give me a second here. Alola and Golem. All of them need to have at least one regional form to also represent that aspect of the region. Passimian. And the last Pokemon he was given was Metagross. Just regular Metagross. Might change into being Mega Metagross later. That's Elio for you. Ooh, the party looks so good. Something about it, this trainer card looks so complete. Looks like it came together quite nicely with him there, somehow. And that is the Z ring, right? The set ring. Yeah, Incineroar will probably be holding a Firium set, something like that. Celine, her signature is Decidueye. She might hold a Gracium set, maybe a Ghostium set, who knows? Who knows, who knows? And then there's also Terastallizing. If Terastallizing is available, they probably would do it. Phenomena, such as Dynamaxing and Terastallizing, are no longer exclusive to a region. Although, well, I'm not sure about Dynamaxing, Gigantamaxing, because you don't have the terrain for giant Pokemon everywhere. And yet, this design for Celine is to me like 100 times better than the one she got in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. It's good though that they gave a different design, like to give even more variety between the two games. I'm also very partial towards this sort of hairstyle. Yeah, Elio and Celine have very similar hairstyles now that I think about it. But yeah, I like her design. Her signature is Decidueye. She got Rowlet as her starter. Again, this was probably based on the Adventures manga. Not every Pokemon is based on the Adventures manga party. If anime is applicable to some of these characters, like Mei, Dawn, there may also be bases on that. Then Toxapex. Complete type variety in this party. Gave her Alola Ninetales. And the last Pokemon is either Bastiodon or somebody else. I put that as subject to change, but I don't see why not. Give her a Bastiodon. I must have put subject to change for a good reason, but this is a solid party, all things considered. Not a single type is repeated. There's no pure types though. Sometimes it's good to have at least one pure Pokemon type, because while it is good to cover more types, by making everybody a dual type, that also means you're covering more weaknesses. Always a double-edged sword. Goes the other way around too. You may cover less move variety, maybe, or less same type attack bonuses if you have a monotype Pokemon, but you also have less weaknesses there. It depends also, like there's some typings that kind of neutralize a weakness to the point that they have less weaknesses than if they were pure type of either of the two types. Normal flying is one of those. Like, it's a flying Pokemon with a ghost type immunity now. And fighting gets neutralized. Or no, not fighting. Yeah, normal is weak to fighting, but when it gets flying, it's now neutralized because flying resists that normally. It's like that. Oh well, there's a lot of normal flying types. Steel Fairy might remove the Steel type immunity. Or sorry, the Steel type weakness from Fairy. Although, well, actually it doesn't do that. I'm checking my chart right here. No, Fairy doesn't resist Fairy. Or no, sorry, no, my bad. Yeah, Steel resists Steel. It's the other way around. So Steel Fairy would have a neutralizing of Steel. Yeah, Steel Fairy Pokemon. And there's one or two, right? Tinkaton, Klefki. I think they're the only two. Well, the Tinkaton Evolutionary Family and Klefki. But, yeah, like, ever heard of Rick A? I get the feeling the last letters in the rest of his last name are S-T-L-E-Y. Zach, I think you may be coming into troll only, but hey, I love that song. You know, the great thing about Rick Rolling is that at least they're trolling you with a song that's very pleasing to listen to. Never gonna give, never gonna give. Never gonna give, never gonna give. Okay, who is next? We did Celine's party, right? Let me double check that I saved the card. Yeah. Oh yes, next is gonna be How. So there's more than one rival here, but the one that got one of the three starters, again, there's more than those three starters, but like one of the three original starters is How. He got Poplio. So, his final Pokemon here is Primarina. Oh, Zach, okay, I'm glad. It's a 50-50 when somebody comes in and says a joke like that. Whether they're being nice, they have a wholesome intent to laugh because the world is a scary place. What a beautiful sentiment, and I share it. I share your sentiment there, Zach. But you are very welcome here. But it's a 50-50 between that or just somebody coming to derail the chat or derail the stream. But I'm glad you are not that type. So yeah. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna give. So yeah, the party is probably based on his game party the most. Komala, Flareon. Beautiful Pokemon, Flareon. We chose the wrong art though. Let's go for the official artwork. And he gets the Alolan variant of Raichu. Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna get myself an Alolan Raichu when I play the Alola games. I already like the Fold Raichu. This one is so cool. Like on a sort of surfboard on its tail. And it's also Psychic type, which I love very much too. Yeah, sign me up. Noivern, another great Pokemon. I'll have it for one of my Kalos playthroughs for sure. And yeah, that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be a lot of fun, I think. And yeah, before I forget, let me save the party. Did I make sure to save house party? Yeah, I almost forgot to do that. We'll take a look at it again at the end of the stream, don't you worry. We're almost finished with the teams here. There's a few left. There's one other rival. So yeah, I didn't make a team for Lily. Can you count her as a rival? I'm not sure. But Gladion. Oh, is it Gladion or Gladion? I always say Gladion. Ah, my etchy boy. Look at him. When you do that pose, when you do that thing with your hand, it's like you're so etchy. You're so cool. Oh, kakkoi. Kurayami no kakkoi otoko. Hey, I am saying that semi-ironically, semi-seriously. making fun of myself because I'm kind of like that. I love Gladion. I love Gladion. Just here for fun and make friends. There's no point to troll. No, it's fine. Nice avatar. I'm a sub. You seem like a cool person. Thank you for that sub. You're a superstar. There's no alerts. I'm sorry if no alerts showed up. If you already did that, I need to fix that. I need to go back and see what the hell is going on. It's because I think I have to switch the profile from Twitch to YouTube. I do, but I kind of have to do it like in several different tabs. I don't know, but yeah. Any advice for a new VTuber? Depends on what you want to achieve as a VTuber, Zach. Are you doing it just as a hobby, or are you aiming to have financial gains from this to eventually make it to a certain level of success? I am that kind of person. I've been successful in the sense that I've been able to be paid for this, but I definitely want my numbers, my reach to be much higher than this. I'm doing my best for it though. I'm doing my best to do that. Just for community and make friends, really? Then have fun with it. Do the things that make you the most fun. Although I think this advice is more aimed towards those that aim to do it more professionally, but I think it may apply to you. Because if you want to make a community, then think about what audience you're trying to reach. Unlike the professional side of things, you don't have to be extremely specific. Like, you may not have to think about, oh, like, it's people who are 20 to 23 years old, or 28 to 30 years old, like a very specific age set. No, maybe not that. You can say 18 to 40 years old or something, so something even more general. But if you're gonna be more of a comfy, cozy kind of streamer, then think about that. You gotta be a little bit introspective and think about what makes you best. I mean, you can be several different types. I'm more of the high energy type of streamer, as you can see. In a way, I do get to go into sort of comfy, chill vibes. And there are some streams that are like that. Like, I go for those sorts of streams, like on the Japanese learning streams, like the one we're gonna have on Saturday. We are gonna make it be more lo-fi, if you will. My voice is a little bit more relaxed, maybe, right? So I gave Seal Valley to Gladion, actually. This is subject to change. You know what I was thinking of doing for him? I was thinking of giving him the 3 Kanto starters. So I might just make it be a different memory every type. But I don't know. So he's one of the very few exceptions that gets a legendary. Well, let me take a look. Appreciate the advice and noted. Curious, and I don't mean malice or anything by asking, what's your accent? You sound French? Ah, my accent, Zach, is multidimensional. I learned English in a very varied sort of way, mostly through media. There was a little bit of that in school, and they did teach me some nice fundamental things that were very important, but most of my learning came outside of it. Hell, I like to think watching VTubers is a great way to learn English. If I do end up doing more Spanish streams, because I know Spanish as well, so that's another thing. There's a Latin American Hispanic origin behind me, in the many dimensions behind me, so I don't know if that shows in my accent. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. My accent sounds different every day or so. If I'm drinking something cold or something hot, it affects that too. That's why I mean it's multidimensional. Not just because I'm literally called Tajigen, which means multidimensional, but also, yeah, there's a reason I call myself that, you know? Yeah, it was nice. Back when I learned English as I grew up, in this human form, there was no such thing as VTubing. But, you know, by the time I fully learned English and was fluent in it, like, that was before VTubing became a thing. So there's nothing to learn here, although I should watch more Japanese-based VTubers to learn that. But yeah, on the Japanese learning streams, maybe if somebody, a Japanese learner who's learning English, I'd love to attract an audience like that. Gotta figure out how to do that, but I love to do that, and they learn English through me. Now that would be a dream. Hey, thanks to you I learned English, because I'm seeing when you learn Japanese, I'm here to help you with that, and at the same time learn from you because you speak English a lot. Or it could be with Spanish, right? That's the other language I know. I know English and Spanish, and I'm learning Japanese. Still at a very beginner level though. I know several words. You will find me saying Japanese words a lot here and there, but there's still a lot I'm missing. Oh, yeah, okay, this is based on that. In the title defense battle, why did I give him the Kanto starters as a possible choice? I don't know why I said that. Must be something to do with Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Multi-battle with the player. I don't know where this came from. No, why did I even consider the Kanto starters for him? Must be something oh, there we go. This is it. This is it. Man, but no, to give him the 3 Kanto starters would be kind of weird, I think. I'm not gonna do that. He's gonna keep Silvally. I'm going to say... just gonna be regular Silvally for this. If I make this in Pokemon Showdown, I don't know what the Blazes is gonna be. But, it's gonna be Silvally. Yeah, like... we can use different artwork to base it on the type. I'm just gonna do official artwork. Fair enough, apologies that I can't stay long. I have to work on stuff, but I subbed and I will sub on my VTuber channel too. Thank you so much, Zach. And let me apologize for no alerts showing up. Sorry about that. But I do see your subscription. Yeah, there's also a feed at the top. That's the Twitch feed. I'm still working on migrating the YouTube scenes. I mostly have been a Twitch streamer, but we are doing more YouTube streams. For sure. No, and it's a frequent thing. We're gonna have at least 2 every week. As long as it's a regular week. You know, not a week that has fewer streams than usual because, something happened, I need to have fewer streams this week. But yeah, whether you're leaving now or you're leaving later, thank you so much, Zach. I'll see you around. Have a good Thursday or Friday, depending on your time zone. He gets a Lucario as well, not gonna be Mega Lucario. Porygon set. So, this is the reason why I was hesitating to make Silvally just normal, but let's just leave it like that for now. He gets a Weavile as well. Maybe I should change the Weavile that Sina... was that her name? Yeah, that Sina had. Change it maybe to the Alola Ninetales. But whatever. Weavile will do. Look at him, he's so edgy. Even his Pokemon are edgy. Weavile, Lucario, Crobat, very similar to Silver. Silver also had a Crobat and a Weavile in his team. He's like the edgy rival of the Johto games. Also. And for the final Pokemon... this one is subject to change, but I gave him a Alola and Exeggutor. I'm not sure why, but... sure, Grass Dragon type. That'll do nicely, I think. Oh, yes. Love the vibes in Gladion. Love the vibes in Gladion, let me just tell you that. So, here comes a fun one, though. Professor Kukui. Kukui Hakase. Is that how you say his name in Japanese? Most of the Alola characters have the exact same name in Japanese. Just, you know, the pronunciation changes. Kukui Hakase. Yeah, Kukui Hakase. Kukui. I recognize the symbols. Although, if you gave me just the symbols like this, without any context, probably wouldn't know. And Royal Mask. Loi... okay, hold on. Lo-i-a-ru Masuku. Loyaru Mask. Right? Masku. Like, most of these characters, like the Ku character, the Lo character, I have already seen them, but I haven't actually learned some of them. Like the Ku character, I would probably struggle remembering that one. Gotta remember some of those mnemonics that we studied in Renshu last Saturday. We're gonna review them probably on the next stream. Again, depending on what time I have today, I might go for Renshu as well. Gotta see if I can liberate space again in my phone to install the app. I tried to do that earlier, but it was a no-go. But yeah, Kukui Hakase. Yosh. He's gonna get all 3 starters. I don't know if he has a signature Pokemon, but he's gonna get all 3 of them. Makes sense for a Pokemon professor to get all 3 of the original starters. I say original because, again, this Dream Pokemon game of sorts has like more than these as the 3 starters. Give me a second. I made a note. I gave him Braviary let me see his parties here, actually. What he gets. Oh, and there's the Mask Royal. Actually, his signature seems to be Lycanroc. He's gonna share that with Olivia, though. I don't know about that. He got Braviary because he gets that in his party, but I also gave him Magnezone and Lycanroc. I didn't give him Snorlax, though. There was no room for Snorlax. So something's gotta give. He got an Alola Ninetales, but the reason I'm not giving him that is because he would repeat the Fairy type, because now he has Primarina. But even in this party, he's repeating the Fairy type. I mean... By the way, what song is this? Tenkarat Hill. Huh. I feel like I've heard this motif before. If that makes any sense. Anyway. I'm just gonna give him... Well, no. Alola Ninetales. We've already seen Alola Ninetales. We've seen every Alola and Evolutionary family already. But I feel like I should give him one that would give him more type variety. So, Alolan Dogtrio seems like the... Well, no, he has Magnezone as well. No, every single Alolan form that I can give him will repeat a type. So might as well give him Alolan Ninetales. Well, no, he's gonna keep Braviary. But this is subject to change. Midday form for Lycanroc. So we've seen a Lycanroc in Dusk form, a Lycanroc in Midnight form, and I think, yeah, now we represented all the forms, so to speak. And yeah, he gets Magnezone right here. Or I might replace Magnezone with Alolan Raichu, maybe? A Pokemon Professor that has a starter for the 3 Musketeers of the starter types, which are Fire, Water, and Grass, and then D'Artagnan. So if Fire, Water, and Grass are like the 3 Musketeers for the Pokemon types, because they're the starters most of the time, which would be D'Artagnan? It would be Electric. It's like the unofficial Musketeer, because Electric is what we got in Pokemon Yellow and Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, because that's where you get Pikachu as a starter. And of course, the anime with Ash getting Pikachu, right? Ah, what the hell, I'm gonna give him Alolan Raichu subject to... Oh, whoops. I ended up going back. I gotta do it again. Okay, so to save the image, what I've been doing is right-clicking, but the browser I'm using has this thing in which you can go back a page by holding down the right click and sliding to the left. And I did that accidentally. So it just yeeted me back. And I have to do the team again. Maybe this is a message telling me that I should reconsider Alolan Raichu. Or one of the other Pokemon. But nah, I'm gonna do Alolan Raichu. I was gonna change it like that anyway. It doesn't need to be exactly as it is in the video games. It's nice when it is, but variation is not the end of the world. I don't think so. Primarina. Braviary. I think some people say Braviary, but I think it comes from the word brave, so I think it's Braviary. I'm not sure though. And then yes, midday form Lycanroc. Listen to that music though. Kukui Hakase. Professor Kukui. Then we have Tristan. I'm almost certain this person is not gonna have yeah, they're not gonna have a picture here, so it's gonna be the Ash Ketchum placeholder. This is a super extra trainer. One that is not necessary to do for these because we're aiming to have all 18 gyms. Former Elite Four members and gym leaders if they don't fit into the 18 gyms. For example, Marlon, Wallace, there was already somebody else representing them as a champion or as a gym leader, respectively. So they ended up being just extra trainers of sorts. But sometimes we do other characters that are notable. Yeah, when we get to Paldea, there's gonna be a ton of those. Like the... Hold on. Title Defense. This is one of the Title Defense challengers. Ah, it's a youngster. Okay. Youngster Tristan. I mean, they're a title defense challenger. I think they deserve to have a whole team. Okay, let me see. Let me see if there's a youngster. No, okay. Yeah, I should probably make a Joey trainer card for Kanto or Johto. Is there a youngster of any sort? Maybe a Joey card? No. No. I recall there was a lass, maybe like a little kid, like a super small kid here somewhere. Like there's a Hex Maniac. I forget she's here too. She's so popular. Like it's not just me that is in love with her. I'm far from being the only person. She's my muse, my inspiration, my kindred spirit, and yes, maybe my waifu. But it's not just that kind of relationship, you know? I mean, look at me and then look at her. It's more like that. If that makes any sense. Well, whatever that little child was or whoever they were, I'm not gonna bother looking further than this. The Ash Ketchum placeholder is kinda nice because it's like an even younger version of Ash. If you look at him, like he's younger, kinda has that shonen red hot protagonist look on him, on his face, that expression, and similar-ish skin tone, similar. Even the hair is kind of similar. Well, no, actually, no, it's not. No, this is very curly hair. This is very spiky hair. But whatever. So yeah, the party is mostly based on that. Taurus is the signature of Tristan. Here's where I just had fun with it. Taurus. And no, not the Paldean Taurus. We'll be seeing plenty of them on the Paldia stream. 2 streams from now. 2 Pokemon streams from now, that is. Yeah, if anybody has any ideas on what you'd like to see for YouTube streams in the future, apart from the Japanese learning, once we finish with these Pokemon streams, since I still want to have at least 2 YouTube streams every week, what are we gonna do for the rest of it? We can continue playing all sorts of other games. I've been thinking of doing a single-player game so that it can be fully archived here on YouTube as a Let's Play of sorts too. YouTube is so much better for like if you want to have a full playthrough of a video game from start to finish. Unlike Twitch, because archiving there not as good as YouTube. Not anywhere nearby. Not anywhere close, I mean. Did he have a Magmortar? Yes, he did. Okay. I was wondering if he had a Magmar. Oh yeah, actually we haven't seen Dusk form Lycanroc, I think, so this is the opportunity to do that. That's the only one where I self-inserted that Lycanroc, and I did that only to represent that form. That was missing. Wasn't entirely necessary. We're looking to represent every evolutionary family, but the forms, not necessarily. Most of the time, no. So Tristan. Then Lusamine, and I'll tell you right now, she does not get Nihilego. Or is it Nihilego? Like annihilate? I think I've heard both pronunciations for them. Let me see if Lusamine is here. She's gotta be here. From Master CX. Wow, what is with this outfit? She looks really like this though. What a fantastic design she has. It's always great to look at her. I love that hair of hers. Comes together so well. I mean, it makes sense to make a team for Lusamine now that I think about it, because she is a title defense challenger now that I remember. So there's Lilligant, regular Unovan Lilligant. She has a Lopunny. Pretty sure it's meant to be like her party there. Not Mega Lopunny, because she's also gonna get a Beware in a moment. Milotic though. What is Milcery? I'm not familiar with that Pokemon. I think this eventually evolves into another Pokemon. Let me see. Milcery. I mostly know all Pokemon, but it's like, yeah, Alchemy. Okay. I'm more familiar with the fully evolved forms of Pokemon because I mostly see them from Showdown. Look at that Gigantamax Alchemy. That's so gorgeous, that's so gorgeous. Almost makes me want to crave a cake. I actually don't like cake. Like, cakes always look so fancy, but then the flavor and the texture are so disappointing. Especially the texture. I get really sick of, like, Oh, wait, I did give her Nihilego, actually. I take that back. I did give her Nihilego. Hold on. Let me see what party she might get. She is a challenger Ether president. Yeah, because it's to fill in the 6th gap. There's Nihilego or Nihilego. There's the possessed Lusamine. Also a very sick design. Her hair black like that is really cool too. I should give her Miss Magius instead. Like, ultimately, she did not like what Nihilego did to her. It was kind of against her will. So, yeah. Wasn't she a title defense challenger though? To challenge the title defense battle, place Faba from Sun and Moon. Right. Okay, yeah, it's the same here. She should have Miss Magius. Yeah, she should have Miss Magius. But I mean, Nihilego is to be considered, but I mean, her son, Gladion, did get a legendary in Seal Valley. But let's keep it to Miss Magius. That Miss Magius is subject to change to Nihilego. Either Miss Magius or Nihilego is her signature. Usually the signature is the first Pokemon we see here, but some of these don't quite have one. So yeah, that's Lusamine. Whenever there's title defense challengers, I tend to put them, or anybody that shows up at like a post-game or end-game tournament, I tend to put them here too. We're gonna do that with Paldea, as I said. I think with Galar as well because of the tournament. But the Academy Ace tournament in Paldea, gonna introduce a lot of trainers there. And this is the final trainer card at last. There's no Faba. That's the closest we have to like an evil team member, because Lusamine, Guzma, Plumeria, all of them who were part of an evil organization or team, they weren't really evil deep down, or they redeemed themselves. So Faba is the only one that I think remains like a bad person throughout. I don't know though, you can correct me if I'm wrong, because I haven't actually played the Alola games yet. But Hypno is the signature of Faba. This is another psychic monotype. But we should have it. We should have that representation, I think. It's definitely not gonna be the psychic type gym leader. That goes to Dexio. He gets a Brooksish as well. He also gets a Alolan Raichu. These are probably actually based on like the game. Wow, he shares a lot of Pokemon in common with Dexio, actually. Huh. You know what? Maybe I'm just not gonna do Faba. I'm not gonna save that party. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's save it. Let's save it. Let's have it around just in case. There's a lot of similarities right there. Yeah, because originally, I think what happened is that I originally wasn't gonna do Faba. And some of the... Is it Faba or Faba? Faba, like Fabulous... Well, no, Fabulous is actually different. Favorite, maybe, you know. Faba or Faba, well, whatever. Let me see his party. And also his Japanese name. I tend to base it sometimes on the Japanese pronunciation. That's why I say Acerola and not Acerola. So he's one of the few that has a fully different name in Japanese. Taobo. 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 Saobo. Right. Specializes in the psychic type. He's a title defense challenger in Sun and Moon. But then they make it so that he pays for his crimes a little bit more, and he can't just go willy-nilly challenging the league or doing whatever he wants after the Ether Foundation is taken down. Who is the other person? An employee. Okay, Ether Foundation employee. Fourth battle. It's based on this mostly. Yeah. Yeah, it's copy and paste just like that, and I added Slowbro. Not sure where that Slowbro came from. Let me see if he gets it in one of his other parties. But oh yeah, there it is. There it is. It's 2 water psychics. I'm glad I didn't do that with Dexio. I didn't, right? Let me double check. No, yeah, I didn't. Oh yeah, it wasn't even an option there. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's the trainer cards finish right there. Now we should switch over to the gallery. So give me a second here. This is the older one from Kalos. So I have to modify it. I have to change it so that I remove all of these people here. Takes me a little moment here. Give me a second. cycling through them. But yeah, a little bit of a reminder of what it was like last week. It's not like you need it anyway. It's easy to find the VOD on the archive. That's the beauty of YouTube. A video-based platform like this. There are some things I really want, you know, I really want them to step up their game just like they did in 2022. To compete with Twitch, to compete even with TikTok, even with Twitter, with the changes they did last year. Beautiful changes. Makes me so happy to see them doing that. But there's still some things to be done. One of the biggest changes that I think they should do, that will really just murder Twitch, unless Twitch does step up their game as well. Because, I mean, it wasn't only YouTube taking steps forward, it was also Twitch taking steps backwards. So, yeah, if it keeps that way in both sides, I mean, safe to say Twitch is just gonna go down, and YouTube will be the place that a lot of people, me for example, will go to after leaving Twitch maybe. It's not like it's the only option, but really in many ways it kind of is. Like, you have live streams on TikTok and, oh, God forbid, Facebook. It's a godforsaken place. And, you know, I don't like it because some things to do with the company and just the fact that it's a place for people in which to use like their legal names and such. Like, why would you try to be like a content creator there? Sure, you can still have an identity. You create another page, but then you're gonna be involved with a lot of people that are forced to use their legal names if they're their fans. On the other hand, here and on Twitch and pretty much everywhere else, you can have people have the username Yaboy Guzma, for example. More creative freedom like that. Other VTubers that I'm friends with, other content creators, like, they have those names, and it's much better that way. It's like an awfully limited thing. And well, I just don't like Facebook in general too, but I digress. And with TikTok live streaming, I don't think it's really a thing as much as Twitch and YouTube are in terms of the live streaming. I saw platforms like Bilibili, but Bilibili is just, I think, a Chinese replacement for YouTube because YouTube is not there in China. I don't quite know the details, I might have gotten something wrong about that, but that's what I understand about the situation. Nico, or there's a Japanese platform. It's not a replacement for YouTube, nor Twitch, but it's there too, but again, it's exclusive to the country and or the language. Not quite the same. But I digress. One thing I want to see YouTube do is to see it put some way for the channel to if you go to browse a channel, it tells you that the channel is live. Right off the bat, like on the name of the person, on the banner, something shows up, much like Twitch, that shows you that it's live. Actually, let me see what shows up when I go to my page. Let's get back here. For that matter, let's see how it looks. Give me a second here. Well, when I visit the page, you immediately see it on the top here, but on the home, and it actually changes the home, so it shows that, okay, maybe I take that back, maybe it does show that it's live, but it's weird. I don't know if it's because it's my page, because when I go to other people's pages when they're live from like the home page, it doesn't always show that. I don't know. Maybe change it so that you see it even more. It's even more notable and it's even more foolproof, if that makes any sense. Something like that, maybe. I don't know. Give me a second here. I'm gonna close this screen as well. We'll get back to this screen later. To also remind you about the next streams for the rest of the week. But now I think it's finally time. But yeah, that's one of the changes I want them to do. They're making great strides towards that again. Dividing shorts and live into their own tabs. Competing strongly against TikTok and Twitch in that way. They gave better discoverability. I mean, already YouTube discoverability is fantastic, at least compared to Twitch. They made even better discoverability if you're only searching for shorts. Or TikTok messed something up and they messed up their discoverability and that's why there's such a huge difference. I don't know. But what else was I gonna say? I also want to change the music. I want to change it to the Elite Four music. To the Alola Elite Four theme. Wait. We'll play that again in a moment. But yeah. And the other thing that they did that even competed against Twitter was adding the handles, like the @handles. They show up in comments. They show up in. You can put them in the description like that, and it's gonna tag the person. I think. I don't know if that gives a notification to the person. It would make sense, but it also makes it so that you can visit the channel immediately like that. And it's a super like easy way to access things. Like it's a shorter thing than putting the whole channel URL. Yeah, it's easier. It's easier to reach something, and when you give great quality of life like that to your users, it's a good recipe for success. Let me tell you that. The more accessible, the easier you make it. So yeah. I'm not an expert on web design or stuff like that, but I think this is something that is known. It's like common sense to think of this. Anyway. And also, yeah, like it's another way to access the channel from the URL. It's not there in the YouTube chat though. As I have seen this stream, doesn't show it like that as far as I know. Still works out though. So, with that being said, yes. So, let's begin with the 18 gym leader types. The way I named them was I put the title in parentheses in the file name first. So we're gonna see from bog to water in alphabetical order for the type. That's why Guzma, yeah boy, Guzma goes first. Because alphabetically, bog is the first type. Water is the final one. So his team is his signature. Goalie, Sobot, Vikavolt, or is it Vikavolt? And well, yeah, that's where I made the mistake of not removing the Snow Slash thing. It's Pinsir, not Snow Slash. That's a weird nickname for a Pinsir. Masquerain, Ariados, and Scissor. I should add like an asterisk or something on this to... I'm probably just gonna forget about it, no big deal. Then Nanu. That was silly. It's meant to be like Nanu, like the Koopa Troopas in Mario. Okay, his signature, Alolan Persian, Incineroar, Alolan Raticate, Absol, Crocodile, and Sableye. Then Dragon-type gym leader Ryuki. The dream of the league came true, and his dream of establishing a gym, like they do in Kanto and, well, everywhere else too, has come true. So, his signature, Tortonator, then Drampa, then Como-O, not Snow Slash, Como-O, and then Dragonite, Garchomp, and Druddigon. Beautiful Dragon-type party. Sophocles, his signature, Alolan Golem, Vikavolt, or Vikavolt. You can tell me which pronunciation is right in the comments or the chat. Then Oricorio in Pom-Pom style to make it electric type. Togedemaru, Magnezone, and Electivire. Yush. Then let's continue. Let's keep it going like this. Mina, fairy type gym leader. Ribombee, her signature. Then Primarina, Shinotic, Comfey, Mimikyu, and Alola Ninetales. Hala, the fighting type gym leader. Probably also still Kahuna if the Allen Challenge is still preserved apart from having the Pokemon League. They don't have to, one doesn't have to like replace the other necessarily. I don't think so. I like to think that after they established the league, the Island Challenge remained as an optional way to make it to the league. And it's better because even without having this league in the original games, they say in the lore that the Island Challenge, this doesn't affect the gameplay, but from the lore perspective, if you want to take the Island Challenge, you can only do so at a certain age, so that really sucks. If you want to like be the champion of this region or anything like it, you wouldn't be able to anymore after a certain point, although you could probably become a Kahuna. But yeah, anyway, Hala's signature is Crabominable, Ice Fighting type. Then the rest are Beware, Passimian, Como-O, Annihilate, this might be a Primeape instead, and Hariyama. Then Fire type gym leader Kiawe, his signature Alolan Marowak, which is Fire Ghost type, or it's maybe Ghost Fire, I'm pretty sure it's Fire Ghost. Then Incineroar, Then Baile style Oricorio, which tends to be the default Oricorio from what I've seen, but I'm not sure about that. So this is Fire Flying. Salazzle, Arcanine, and Talonflame. Next, Kahili, the Flying type gym leader. Her signature, as you can see from like the stick she has, which is a golf stick, I think, I'm not sure. Toucanon, normal flying. Then Oricorio, Pow style. Snow slash Braviary, I forgot to change it for this one, but that's okay. Holucha, Mandibuzz, and Skarmory. Acerola, or is it maybe Acerola after all? Well, the Japanese name has it be Acerola. So, her signature, Palossand, ground, ghost type, or is it ghost ground? I think it's ghost ground. Decidueye, Oricorio in, what was the name of this style? Sensu, right? Making it ghost flying. Mimikyu, Delmice, and Banette. Mega Banette for that matter, though that's subject to change. Then Mallow, grass type gym leader. Her signature, Serena, pure grass type if I recall correctly. Decidueye, grass ghost. Lurantis, I'm not gonna say the types for everyone. Lurantis, Shinotic, Delmice, and Alolan Executor. That beautiful palm tree dragon. Hapu, ground type gym leader. Mudsdale, her signature, which is a pure ground type. Palossand, Alolan Dugtrio, Golurk, Gastrodon, and Flygon. Then Sina, the ice type gym leader. This is the Ash Ketchum placeholder. Her signature, Glaceon, pure ice type. Snow Slash, the actual Snow Slash right there. Crabominable, Delibird, Mega Abomasnow, and Weavile. This Weavile is subject to change based on what Gladion got. Might change it to... what was the other choice? I forgot. Anyway, Ilima, the normal type gym leader. The only one out of all the trial captains, and Kahunas for that matter, that didn't have a picture here in the trainer card maker. Either because he's missing from Master CX, or they haven't implemented that in the maker yet. In Pokecharms.com. Hey, shoutouts to Pokecharms. Like, yeah, a few things are missing, but overall these are still wonderful trainer card makers. Anyway, Ilima's signature is Gumshoes, pure normal type. The local, like, normal type. The local Rattata Raticate normal type, right? Most of the time they end up being the signature of the normal type gym leader in every region. Not all the time though. Then Smeargle, then Komala, Toucanon, Beware, Oranguru. And yes, a few Pokemon are repeated here and there. Not the end of the world. Plumeria, former Team Skull member, now Poison type gym leader. Her signature, Salazzle, Poison Fire, Toxapex, Alolan Muk, Crobat, Gengar, and Arbok. Dexio, Psychic type gym leader, no image available, so we have the Ash Ketchum placeholder. Espeon, pure Psychic type. I only learned recently that it's pronounced Espeon and not Espion. I don't know why I thought it was Espion, like it makes more sense Espeon because Esper, right? So yeah, you might find myself saying Espion in a previous stream. Anyway, Oricorio, Pow style to make it Psychic flying, Oranguru, Proxish, Alolan Raichu, and Mega Alakazam. Then Olivia, Rock type gym leader, Lycanroc in that midnight form, Minior, Probopass, Gigalith, Cradily, and Carbank. Gigalith is one of those fun rock type Pokemon, similar to Garganacl. Like the rocks are just formed, a bunch of rocks just come together to form the Pokemon in a fun way. Now, Gigalith, unlike Garganacl, is not like Minecraft based, but it's still fun in its own way. But yeah, the Garganacl Nacli evolutionary line is like Minecraft, and on the very first one, which I think is Nacli, that mushroom shape, kind of like Super Mario a little bit. Such a fun Pokemon. Whoever designed that, oh my god, what a genius. What a genius design. But Molayne, his signature Alolan Dugtrio, Ground Steel, Togedemaru, the actual Snow Slash, B-Sharp, Dark Steel, then Klefki, and finally, last but not least, Metagross. Lana, Water type gym leader. So this is the end of the type experts, the gym leaders basically. We have her signature Araquanid, Water Bug, Primarina, Wishiwashi, Toxapex, Pyukumuku, and last but not least, Lantern. It's time to pause this music and go for the champion battle music, which is really for everybody that challenges you, whether it's Hao, whether it's Kukui, Ryuki, all the different challengers. Gosh, now we go for those beyond the monotype, except for Faba, I guess. Most of these are at champion level. Not all of them, though. Alright. This is the one from Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. There's a difference between this one and Sun and Moon, I think. Anyway, it will do, it will do. So, Elion. His signature, Incineroar. Fire Dark type. And yeah, I'm totally trying to do it like the Smash Bros. Announcer. Hey, how many out of the 1,000 plus Pokemon are a fighter in Smash Brothers? Few times do I get to do that, right? I should do that for the others. I haven't been doing that. Like Pikachu, or something like that. Lucario. Anyway, the rest of his Pokemon are Wishiwashi, Mimikyu, Alolan Golem, Passimian, and Metagross. No longer monotypes, except for this guy, which is subject to change. I might not have Faba. But yeah, Faba, either criminal now. Well, he's an either like a director or admin or something, and eventually he gets demoted to intern because he committed crimes. Like, hey, I gotta tell you something. To make people work and do it for free, that's what an internship is. And you know what that is? That's just an evil thing to do. I said it. But if you're a criminal and that's your punishment, yeah, that's like community service. Hey, Allison. Happy Thursday/Friday. We're taking a look at the final teams right here. I need to make the chat show up on the screen as well. Anyway, his signature is Hypno, pure psychic type. Then Claydol, Bruxish, Alolan Raichu, Alakazam, and Slowbro. 3 Pokemon are shared with Dexio's party. Although the Alakazam here is not Mega. But yeah. Then my edgy boy Gladion. Do I want to say a few words in Brazilian Portuguese? I would probably mispronounce them, Alison. You're Brazilian? Okay. So, how would your name be said? Let me know which number. Your last name, I mean. Number 1, Nascimento. Number 2, Nascimento. Which one is correct? Or are they both correct? I don't know Portuguese though. I know Spanish, which has similarities to Portuguese, but it's not quite the same. But he's one of the few that actually gets a legendary. Try to talk. Okay, I hope I don't butcher this. Eu amo o Brasil. Like Brazil, Brasil. Obrigado. Obrigado. Sometimes it's pronounced weird, but yeah. Orpao de queijo. I don't know what that means. I think the first thing you said is I love Brazil. The second thing, I don't know. Don't make me say something yabe though. I hope you're not making me say something not say so. But okay, thank you. Thank you for saying nice good. I'm guessing that means I did it right. Anyway. What did you make me say? Hold on. No. I'm gonna have to take a look at this. Very quickly. Cheese bread. Right. I see the similarities with Spanish. Yes, I have Discord. Check it out in the description. And you can join right there. But, okay, yeah. Let's continue. So, Sil Valley, which, well, normal by default, but it can be any type depending on the held item. I don't know what I would make it. Then, that's his signature. Then he gets Lucario, Porygon Set, Weavile, Crobato, and Alolan Executor. Next is Hao, his signature, Primarina, Water Fairy type, Crabominable, Komala, Flareon, Alolan Raichu, and last but not least, Noivern. Then Lusamine. Yeah, I feel like I want to make a team for Lily, but Lily is not somebody that cares much about battles. Like, I've done teams for those who are not that much into battles before, but they're optional, ultimately. And Lily is even less into battles overall, I think. I feel like I would have to give her both Sol Galio and Lunala, because she has a connection with both of them somehow. But yeah, Lusamine, Clefable is her signature. Lilligant next, then Lopunny, Milotic, Beware, and Miss Magius. Or, instead of Miss Magius, I give her Nihilego. Then, Kukui Hakase, Professor Kukui. He has no signatures, or maybe the signature is that Lycanroc, which I think that's midday form, right? Yeah. But the rest of his party is all the 3 original starters: Decidueye, Incineroar, Primarina, Braviary, and Raichu. Yeah, were you able to check that, Allison? If you're interested in joining, you can take a look at it and accept the invitation from opening the link. We're taking a look at the Pokemon teams right now, as we are almost wrapping up the stream. Actually, you came near the end, but it's nice to have you. Celine, though, or is it maybe Selene? I think it's Celine, though. But anyway, her signature: Decidueye, Grass Ghost type, Oranguru, then Vikavolt, Toxapex, Alola Ninetales, and Bastiodon. That one is subject to change. I don't remember the reason why it's subject to change, but yeah. And one of the title defense challengers, Tristan, a youngster Tristan. Ash Ketchum placeholder though. His signature, Taurus, then Magmortar, Alolan Executor, Sharpedo, Emolga, or is it Emolga? And then Dusk form, Lycanroc. Or just Lycanroc. We just have the forms to have like some variety and cover as much ground as possible. But when it comes to the forms like that, it's optional. Especially if they don't change the type, they're more optional. When they change the type, I try to have at least one of those types everywhere. But if there are too many, like with Rotom, for example, it's not quite possible. I don't remember if we had Rotom in every Sinnoh team. And that is it right there, my friends. Why don't we have some calm music again from Alola? That was the champion music, so let's relax away from that, so to speak. And let's get back to the portal. Oh, before we get back to the portal though, well, yeah, let's get back here. Thank you so much for joining me, everybody. That is the end of the Pokemon Ultimate Alola Pokemon League building. Wow, we made it to all 3 hours now. 3 whole hours. I feel like I take much longer than I should with these. Much longer. I tried to kind of speed my way through them sometimes. But yeah, thank you for joining the Discord, everyone. I see that some of you did join there. Yeah, you're all welcome to contribute to the conversation more. I try to do my best with it, but I sometimes suck at like posting there regularly. But it's a good source to keep up with when the streams are live anyway, because you will be pinged when I go live. Of course you can disable that, but in general you would have that. Like if you don't follow me on Twitter, or if you don't see notifications here on YouTube or Twitch for going live, yeah, there's that. And yeah, also, like, it's universal. Twitter and Discord are the ones that have both YouTube and Twitch notifications. Obviously, you're not gonna see when I go live on YouTube on Twitch, and vice versa. But I digress. It's been a lot of fun. This is 7 out of 9 now. There are only 2 left. Galar, which is gonna be fun too. Similar things, but lots of regional forms. Some great Pokemon. I'm not gonna show any Dynamax or Gigantamax forms, but it's probably implied that every single signature of every single like person we do there is gonna be like the Dynamax, and if they had Gigantamax, they have that. I did make some notes regarding that, so who knows? Maybe I'll use like a Gigantamax or Dynamax picture for some of them. Actually, now that I think about it, it would be more fun to do that. I mean, ultimately, Dynamax and Gigantamax forms are temporary. They eventually go back down to being normal size, but which is why I feel like the regular picture represents the Pokemon better, but it's just fun to put it like that in the trainer card, honestly. They give the option there in Pokecharms, after all. But what was I gonna say? Well, we'll talk more about that next week. And then Paldea, lots of fun. It's the most recent game, and they have a type expert for everyone, much like Alola. Again, Galar, I think it's missing. Let me take a look at it quickly. It's missing a bog type expert, electric, flying, ground, normal. Yeah, it's missing a lot of them. More than I expected, but they do have a few here and there. Yeah, again, we'll talk in more detail about those things. There's some things I want to say, but no, let's save that for the next Pokemon League building stream. Speaking of next streams, give me a second. Where is my schedule? Right here. So, that is the Thursday stream for today. If everything goes right to plan, next Thursday will be Galar, and the Thursday after that, Paldia. So the rest of January, we'll be finishing up these streams. And after that, who knows what's going to be there on YouTube? What would you like to see for future YouTube streams? Would you like to see the same things we see on Twitch or perhaps something a little bit different? Japanese learning streams are going to be there nearly every Saturday. Other special occasions may override that here and there, like we had recently. But if we do get to that D&D session, which I think is not going to happen anymore, this is going to change too. Probably going to change the schedule, not so much the things we do. But let me know. We did have a Fall Guys stream last week here on YouTube, so I'd be happy to do that as well. Things like that. Tomorrow, though, Final Fantasy Friday 14. We're gonna do the Crystal Tower, and actually, I think I want to start with doing a roulette and getting some, like, Grand Company seals, because I just need very, very few to be able to make it to the next rank, so I want to start by getting a promotion. And those who will show up to help me, it might give them more time to be able to make it to the stream while I'm just warming up with, like, a little instance, a little dungeon. Because yeah, the leveling roulettes are the simple ones. I might even do a guild hest. That will be super short. But no, I might as well do the leveling roulette, get the most Grand Company seals I can get. And then back here on YouTube at 12 Eastern Standard Time, that is 12 PM, noon, for some Japanese learning. We heard a lot of lo-fi and lo-fi kind of music today. But inevitably, I get super energized because I get so excited about things. But they're meant to be more comfy and lo-fi kind of vibes. Much like this cute little mug right next to me that I'm holding. That's meant to be like the face that you see in Renshu. Because we're mostly gonna be doing Renshu for the Japanese learning stream this Saturday. And maybe for the remaining ones. I think eventually we will continue on with Duolingo because I think there are like more units and more content in Duo than there is in Renshu, but I might be wrong. I actually didn't know how many units they usually have for languages. This is maybe different for every language, but I saw somebody doing a Spanish learning stream recently. And they scrolled down, it was their first time doing Spanish on Duolingo. So they scroll down all the way to the bottom of the units and it's like 220, something like that. I didn't know there were that many. It gets super advanced. It gets super advanced. Like complete conversations, business conversation, medical term conversation. Yeah, very deep, very deep. In some of the loading screens, they themselves say it. Like, Duo is not winging it. It does line up with like frameworks, official certifications to really make it a proper way of learning the language. I think there may still be some things missing in it, but it is a lot better than I expected it to be for like getting fluent in the language. I digress though. We may talk more about that on Saturday. Thank you so much for joining me today, Maniacs. I hope it was as fun as for you as it is for me. Only 2 of these streams left. You know, I've debated whether I should continue doing these streams and maybe focus on other content. But I mean, yeah, I might as well see it through to the end, is what I said. And even more so now that I've made it this far. It would feel so incomplete to have 7 out of 9. To have come so close to the end there, right? Hell, if something changes in my life, I might even have a week in which I have both the Galar and Paldia streams, maybe next week. I'll just do both of them in a row, boom, just like that. We shall see. But anyway, it's been a lovely session. I hope the rest of your Thursday/Friday is as lovely as it is to have you here, and as it was for me to be here. Whatever way I see you next, お疲れ様です。Bye bye.